What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web on a happy, well, is it going to play?
Hump Day.
There it is, right there. Hump Day, my favorite day of the week. You know why? Because we're only a couple of days away from the weekend. We're only 11 days away from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons to start their season. Probably shorter days than that until you have the official NFL start of the season. So how do we start off the show as you know them, you love them, you got to have them? Bring the passion, bring their excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, giving you something to think about. Before we start off the show, let's go out to this right here. Whether you need a haircut, a fade, a beard trim, get out to Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky. Get a great haircut. Get a beard trim. Look right. That's what it's all about. Professional barbers there. They do a tremendous job. And listen, I have to keep everything looking good because, as you know, the social life is the football life, especially during the weekend. Saturdays, credentialed with USF. That starts tomorrow night because it's a Thursday night game versus Boise State. And then after that, it's Saturdays there at Raymond James Stadium. Home games, we'll figure out the away game plan. And then I anticipate being credentialed with the JP Peterson Show, of course, being an executive producer, co-host of that show with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sundays. So again, Up the Block Barbershop, tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. 53-man roster is set for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, 11 days. It's hard to believe. Not only the 53-man roster is set, the practice squad is set. And by the way, no Shiloh Sanders and no Desmond Watson. So we'll get into that. With that roster being set, what's your biggest surprise? Of course, it's not the quarterback situation because we've reported on that the other night with Kyle Trask being cut because of injury. So you have Baker Mayfield and, of course, Teddy Bridgewater. 4 running backs, Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Sean Tucker, and Josh Williams. Congratulations to him. What a heck of a story that is. Undrafted free agent out of LSU making the roster.
Oh, yeah.
The wide receiving room. We kind of talked about this, did we not? We gave you a preview of this. Of course, it's Mike Evans. Chris Godwin still hurt. They expect him back after week 4. We'll see how long that goes. Emeka Ibuka, does he get roster number or does he get jersey number 2 back? Tej Johnson. Sterling Shepard. Thank you very much to everybody saying, well, Shepard may not make this team. Hogwash. He's a veteran. Of course he's going to make this team. Of course, you've got Ryan Miller and you've got Cameron Johnson. So are you surprised by those developments? Because there's a lot of wide receivers there. And, of course, Jalen McMillan is a part of that room but won't be back for 8 weeks. So that's obviously the reason why you have so many wide receivers in the first place. Tight end room. No, the reason why I'm going like that, because we do have an injury here. Cade Otton has another leg injury, according to Todd Bowles. So he's going to miss week 1. So another day and another injury. But again, you have Otton, Payne Durham, Devin Cope, and Ko Keefe. On your offensive line, you have Warps, Brederson, Barton, Mock, Gedeke, Heck, Elijah Klein, and I'm not going to even try to pronounce the kid's name, but that's another great story right there. Chuka, we'll just go ahead and skip on that, okay?
Yes! Yeah. Yes!
I'm still in preseason form when it comes to that name, so I'm not going to even bother with it, but congratulations to that young man. Your defensive line, of course, Vita Vea, Kalijah Cansey, Logan Hall, Greg Gaines, and Elijah Roberts, who we interviewed on this show. We'll probably go back to that interview in just a little bit, won't we? That'd probably be a great idea. Your outside linebackers, Yaya Diaby, Hassan Reddick, Chris Braswell, Anthony Nelson, and Marquise Watts. Linebackers, Levante David, Savasier Dennis, Deion Jones making the roster, a veteran from the Atlanta Falcons. What's he known for? Having the 30th interception or catching the 30th interception to end Jameis Winston's tender here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers career, I guess you would say. And Josh Bullock, another undrafted free agent from Nebraska. So congratulations to him. Cornerback, Jamel Dean, Zion McCollum. Yes, Jamel Dean is still on this roster, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to tell you that. I know there's a lot of fans out there. We're hoping that he was going to get cut, but of course he's not going to because, once again, he's a veteran and he'll have everything to prove on this roster. Benjamin Morrison, the rookie from Notre Dame. Jacob Parrish, absolutely impressive. Kinder Vildor, and Josh Hayes. So there you go with that.
Oh, yeah.
And your safeties, Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith, Christian Izzian, Kayvon Merriweather, and Rashard Wisdom right there. Rashard Wisdom right there.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, your kickers, McLaughlin, Dixon, and Deckers, your long snapper. So that is your 53-man roster. What's your biggest surprise? Is it wide receiver with all the wide receivers they kept? I thought Cam Johnson was done with both of those drops, but he's not. They kept those. Or cornerback. Is it a surprise with that? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. To fill out your practice squad here, you've got Michael Jordan, not the basketball player, the offensive lineman, Tanner Talua, CJ Brewer, Lawrence Metz, the tackle, Garrett Green. By the way, Leo Haggerty, you owe me steak, my friend.
Book him, Dano.
And I have that on record, so I'll go ahead and pull that video out. Ben Scott, offensive lineman, Nash Hutmacher, Nick Jackson, which a lot of fans were up in arms about. They thought he was going to make the roster, but Bullock plays better on special teams, so he's now on the practice squad. Bryce Hall right there, cornerback, the backup quarterback there, Connor Balzalak, offensive lineman, Tyler McClellan, Luke Haggard, Jason Jones, defensive lineman, Dennis Houston, wide receiver, Jake Henderson, safety, and outside linebacker, Muhammad Kamara, which is interesting because, of course, he came from Colorado State, and I believe he overtook Shaq Barrett for the sack record there. So maybe the Bucs have found something. So there is your practice squad. Once again, no Shiloh Sanders, and of course, no Desmond Watson. Although Todd Bowles talked about this today, the door is not closed on him, but if you don't practice, you're probably not going to make this team. We'll see where we are in a couple weeks. We'll circle back. We'll go from there. We're in the last week of camp. If you're not practicing, you're not going to play. He's been working hard. We had a good talk. We'll circle back and see where he's at. And the other guy that was on the practice squad, defensive tackle, Adam Gossis. So there you go. There's your practice squad. There's your 53-man roster. What do you take out of that, Bucs fans? Give me a call on the phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So we'll get out to these comments. Of course, Facebook stars are open if you love the content. YouTube super chats, like and subscribe. Lots of YouTube super chats the other night, so I appreciate that.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes! Yes!
Of course, we were supposed to be on LinkedIn Live tonight, but the internet is being funky for some reason. So you got to love that. Of course, we're on Twitter and Instagram Live. So continue to keep on liking, following, tuning into the show as once again, 11 days away until versus the Bucs. Bucs on the road versus the Atlanta Falcons. Can't get it out tonight.
Wait up, no, boy.
Can't get it out.
Wait up. It's exciting.
Cannot get it out
How about
tonight.
them Bucs, baby?
I'm telling you. All right, so there you go. Good evening, Peter. How's everything? Everything is great. It was a good day today at Guide to Insure. So you can tell there's a big time difference when I'm on the phone and I'm actually happy and I come on the show instead of the angry Peter. I'm actually the happy one. So it's always a good thing here on a happy hump day edition of the Sports Web.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Sitton. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait up, no, boy. Wait up.
Let's go. Let's go.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go. Let's go out to Roger Shu, the tribal troll there on YouTube.
Acknowledge me.
And I'll just get this out of the way because I know you're going to troll me.
Shut up.
There you go. Exactly. Sitting. I hope we have a very good defense this year. I mean, I think, again, it goes back to what? It goes back to health. That's what it comes down to. Antoine Winfield Jr., a little bit banged up, but looks like he'll be ready for week one. That's a good thing. No major injuries on the defensive side of the ball that we haven't really, to any starters at this point. Knock on wood. Hopefully there's not, because the Bucs are definitely going to need to stay healthy, especially one Kalijah Cansey, which Todd Bowles had some great comments today about that kid. And remember, we interviewed him, so maybe we'll play that interview because he's coming into week 1. The first time he's actually going to be starting in week 1 because both years he's been hurt. So that's huge for this team. And that's where it all starts. It starts up front. And I like what they have, especially up front. Vea, Cansey, Elijah Roberts, Hall, Gaines, and then on the outside, Diaby, Hassan Reddick. Again, the guy has done it. He's been able to do it throughout his career. I know people look at it from last year with the 1 sack with the New York Jets, but the Jets are a terrible franchise.
That's good enough to suck right there.
It is. All right, let's go out to Jeff. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. Good stuff right there. Eric says, let's go. Let's go.
Ooh, yeah.
Christopher Cole, evening, everyone. Evening to you.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Zach Mitchell. So is Desmond Watson just too fat? I mean, he just didn't get into shape. And again, going back to the comments from Todd Bowles. And this is in care of our good friend there, Mr. Rock Riley of Joe Bucs Fan, Tampa Free Press. The door is not closed on him, but if you don't practice, you're probably not going to make this team. We'll see where we are at in a couple weeks. We'll circle back and we'll go from there. We're in the last week of camp. If you're not practicing, you're not going to play. He's been working hard. We had a good talk. We'll circle back and see where he's at. So that's the latest. That's it. And I know there's a lot of Gator fans out there, but it really does come down to he's not in shape. And that was the thing when you signed him as an undrafted free agent, he had to get in shape. He had to lose enough weight in order to be on this team. Everybody wants him to be the push-tush Terminator, but you got to get in shape. You got to get healthy. You've got to do what you need to do. He hasn't been able to do that. So to answer your question, yes, he has not been able to get in shape. Trey Palmer, sad to lose. That was the other news of the day. Claimed by who? Oh, you got to be kidding me. The New Orleans Saints.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Yes, absolutely. So Trey Palmer now a Saint. And I'm not really surprised by that. I'm not really surprised that Trey Palmer is not on this team because what do we always say? It's your best ability is availability. And he wasn't able to play in any preseason games? Did he play in the last preseason game? Did you hear from him at all? Did you see him in training camp? And then on top of it, he's very inconsistent. We've seen flashes of brilliance. There's a reason why he went 6th round, though. He's not able to catch the ball consistently. You're not able to have that timing with Baker Mayfield when he's going to go deep down the field. But we've seen him be productive. We've seen him in that playoff game versus the Philadelphia Eagles 2 years ago, what he can do and what he can cause. So good luck to him, but hopefully not against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just saying. Let's go out to Megan. Didn't think Cam Johnson would make it. I didn't think that either. I thought that was a big surprise for me. The 2 drops, but they like his special teams. They like his speed. Yeah, they like the fact of what he brings to the table. Again, as I always say, it is set, but you never know. The roster has some fluidity to it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Christopher Cole, Cam Johnson had a better upside than Palmer. Yeah, I think so. I definitely think you could say that. But again, it's just simple. The guy's not able to stay healthy. So if you're not able to stay healthy, then how can you be evaluated? What's the preseason for? As the preseason is over, we turn the page. But what's the preseason for in the first place? What's training camp for? What's mini camp for? Evaluation and also to stay healthy. You can't evaluate somebody because you evaluate everybody every year. Besides, the guys that you already know, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, come off of injuries, Tristan Wirfs. You know those guys, what they have to bring. But you're evaluating those players like a Trey Palmer. You want to see him get better. You want to see him progress and not regress, right? Progress, not regress. And you weren't able to evaluate him. Let's go out to Jeff Moore. Devin Colt breakout season. I like it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You saw the flashes of brilliance, if you will, as a 7th-round pick from Washington, what he can do, how athletically gifted he is. What a mismatch nightmare he could be. He's going to get the opportunity. Payne Durham, Devin Colt, Cole Keefe, week 1, because Cade Otton is not playing. That's what Todd Bowles had to say today on Wednesday, of course, to reporters. He said Otton dealt with a hamstring injury this summer. He now has another lower body issue. Sounds like a hockey injury report. He is sore. He has another leg injury in addition to that hamstring, so he will be out for a little bit. So there you go. So I know everybody's like, oh no, not another injury again. It happens. This is the NFL. This is the reason why you have to salute the organization and you have to salute Jason Light, because you have the depth here on this roster, right? In case of an injury. You lose 2 wide receivers, but you look at that wide receiving room, Evans, Ibuka, Tez Johnson, Sterling Shepard, Ryan Miller, Cameron Johnson. Oh my. You don't feel too bad about it, right? Maybe if you have another couple more injuries, then you start to feel bad about it. All right, so good stuff there, Jeff. I like that. The practice squad is loaded with talent, as always. Mike D. Roche, oh Canada, to you. Hey, Peter, hey to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Jay Nieves here. Definitely glad we have Nick Jackson back, but we just got Mo Camara on the practice squad. Mike D. Roche again. Trey Palmer lost, cut, surprise. That's what your big surprise is? Yep, he got claimed by the New Orleans Saints today. So is that your big surprise of the night, Bucs fans? We'll definitely talk about it. And again, if you look at his numbers, the 2 seasons with the Bucs, of course, drafted 6th round, 2023, and the NFL draft out of Nebraska, spent some time with LSU, so he's coming home to the Saints. Productive rookie season, was at the end of the depth chart, played all 17 games, recorded 39 catches, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, while playing 60% of the offensive snaps. This is in care of Pewter Report. Thanks a lot to our friends there. Of course, the highlight moment was the postseason when he was able to help the Bucs defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 32-9 in the wild card round. 1 catch, 59 yards to the house for a touchdown. But you don't see enough of that. You don't see a consistency enough of that. You know that he has the speed. That's the reason why the kid goes in the 6th round instead of a 2nd or 3rd round pick, because it's the inconsistency. It's not being able to, again, have that timing, be able to catch the ball consistently, be able to get separation consistently, not able to show out, not able to, once again, progress. So he is on to the Saints. I believe 3 drops were on Trask. They were. Cam Johnson dropped 2 of those. While Palmer got cut, Mike D. Roche, health dictates wins. It does. We've continued to talk about the health of this team. You hope that, once again, knock on wood, you don't have any major injuries. You do have depth, but you don't want to get to that point, right? So we've talked about the quarterback situation ad nauseum on this show. You know how I felt from the very beginning. I think it's very interesting how they were able to just move on from Kyle Trask. I kind of told you the reason why I thought they moved on from Kyle Trask in the first place. And we're going to get into that in just a little bit, what Rick Stroud had to say. Because it kind of goes back to what I had to say at first. When Kyle Trask, and just paraphrasing, has the opportunity to have the number 1 snaps because Baker Mayfield goes out with an injury and they're not comfortable with what he's putting out there on the field. So that's why you signed Bridgewater in the first place. And Todd Bowles had some comments about Teddy Bridgewater yesterday, so we'll also get into those. It's very interesting, though. I just have a big old smile on my face. Everybody's like, you hate Kyle Trask. No, I just feel you have to feel more comfortable with this quarterback situation now. And I've kind of talked back and forth with people on social media. And by the way, let's go ahead and salute the webheads, the Tampa Bay Sports Fan on Facebook. Over 281,000 views on Facebook. You got to love that. You've got to love that. So thank you very much for tuning in as always. And it continues to grow as the month is not over yet. I think we can hit 300,000. I think we can hit over 300,000, maybe 400,000. What do you say? We can do it together. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Jim here.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
Let's go, Peter Blake and the Sports Web. I like it.
Wait up, little boy.
I like it.
Wait up.
I like it. I like it.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I absolutely love it. Good stuff right there. Mike D. Roche, do the Bucs have a fight song? Yeah, this is their fight song. We played it enough times, have we not? And by the way, the sound effects are not going anywhere. Some of you people are kind of annoyed by it, but this is what kind of makes the Sports Web unique and different. Some people want to call it a podcast. That's okay. Call it whatever you want to. We call it the evolution of sports talk television. If this is the first time you've tuned into the show, let me let you know what this show is all about. We have sound effects. We have phone calls. Although right now, people are kind of sleeping, I guess. I don't know. They're kind of sleeping or something's going on at this point. But we usually have phone calls. We have sound effects. It's a cross between a radio and a TV show. But it doesn't have the station. So it's supposed to fail, and it always succeeds here on Monday, Wednesday, and of course at 8 o'clock on those nights, and before and after Bucs games, and also after USF football games. There you go. So that's the rundown right there. Do you think Mo Camara could come up and get on the 53 of Nick Jackson too at some point? I think at some point. I mean, I do think if some of these guys, and right now they've just been guys, right? Marquise Watts, he made the team. He's going to be in that rotation. If you have an injury to your outside linebacker, yeah, I think that's what they're planning on. That's what they're banking on. They're covering themselves. If these players don't work out, if they're not productive enough, if once again you have an injury, certainly has the opportunity to come from the practice squad. We've seen it. We've seen it happen before. We could see it happen again. Definitely. All right, let's go out to the Marine here. Ron, Bucs, fantastic. McCleary, Mike D. Roche, nothing to really be surprised about there. Let's go out to David. Cam was definitely a surprise. Agree with you on that. Nick Jackson completely bald. I really do hope he gets brought back. Again, this kid Bullock, though, they really like him. They really like this undrafted linebacker from Nebraska. Why? Because he was great on special teams, because he performed. Special teams is a big deal. You have to have all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. And he was able to perform better on special teams than Nick Jackson. And by the way, think about what this kid Bullock went through. 2019 redshirted. 2020 did not play a snap. Didn't play a snap in 2020. Of course, there's COVID going on at that point. 2021, 5 total tackles. 2022, 1 total tackle. Then boom, goes the dynamite. I love that line. 2023, 50 tackles, sack, and a forced fumble. And 2024, 70 tackles, 4 sacks, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, and a partridge in a pear tree. So he earned his spot. And you have to be happy for undrafted free agents. They always have the opportunity to make this team. We talked to Christian Izzian about it. He was an undrafted free agent. He came on this team. He had the opportunity. He earned that spot. Love Nick Jackson. Think he performed well, but they like Bullock better. And guess what? I'm going to trust them. I am. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Throat drops absolutely were not on Trask. No, those drops were not on Trask, but they were on the stat sheet. They did count against them, but you're exactly right. They should have been caught balls by Johnson. Let's go out to Abraham. I like the Mo Camara signing to the practice squad. Let's go out to Jay here. Abraham George. I hope we bring him up at some point. Mr. Nieves. Hey, you said my last name right. Most people slaughter it. Nieves. I'm trying not to slaughter any names tonight at this point. I ain't saying that offensive tackle's name. I'm going to have to practice that. I'm going to have to get the media icon, who is not going to join us tonight. We'll have him next week. He's got some prior engagement. So it's just me and you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. All right. Ask for phone calls and get phone calls. It took a little while, but sometimes you just want to listen to me talk. You just want to listen to me do my monologue. You just want me to set the table so you can come and eat. So here we go. Come and eat. Abraham, welcome to the Evolution on a happy hump day edition of the Sports Web. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, so, yes, I agree. Bullock really did. They want all three facets of the game in their players. And I agree. Bullock showed up on special teams, and he did make some plays.
Mm-hmm.
And even on that Nick Jackson interception, it was Bullock that made that tip. So I'm happy they signed Jackson on the practice, and eventually they'll move him up because injuries do happen.
Right.
And Savassier, touch wood, hope he doesn't get hurt.
Right. Past the Savassier Dennis, or as Levante David said on this show, Voss. Yes.
Hopefully Voss doesn't get hurt and Deion Jones doesn't get hurt. But Nick Jackson's a good player to have on the practice squad to move up because he earned it.
Yep, absolutely.
And I like that's a very smart move on getting Mo Camara. Mo Camara was mocked to the Bucs last year by J.C. Allen, a few other, even Adam Slavon of the Peter Report was also mocking into the Bucs in the third or fourth round. So I guess I don't know what happened in Miami. Would think happily the Bucs scouts noticed that and they picked him up.
Well, that's why they're good at what they do, right? They get paid the big bucks, and they continue to get high character players and high character people. You put them in that locker room, and that's why you've had the success that you've had here the last 5 to 7 years, correct?
The ironic thing is Mo and Shaq were on the same Dolphins squad at the beginning of the year last year, but when Shaq he signed with the Dolphins. So, and then they played the same college, Colorado State. He broke his record, a single season record. So, and I seen his game film; it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Just don't know why.
You sent me a scouting report on it, and I appreciate that. You're all over it. You and Eric there breaking news as always, and we appreciate you, webheads. As all. By the way, did you guys like the new shirts? Can you put it in the box right there? Did you like the new T-shirts? And what size do you want? Because I put it up there, and everybody's like, "I like the shirt." Okay, I know you like the shirt, and I'm going to sell it for a price. It's going to be reasonable because I know everybody's dealing with everything right now. But did you like the T-shirt, Abraham? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. What size do you want? Hold on a second, Abraham. Hold on. Curtis. Hey, Curtis, we're going to put you on hold, and we're going to finish up with Abraham. All right, my friend?
Got you, my brother.
All right. Stand by. All right. So, Abraham, you like the shirt? What size you want?
Large.
All right. So I'm going to post it back up there on Facebook. I want you to, you want a large, you want one? How many you want?
Well, one for now, man. I mean, I just, my budget is tight, so.
All right. So we'll make it, we'll make it affordable. All right. I promise you.
All right.
All right. So what else is on your mind tonight, my friend?
Oh, yeah. So, I like the signing of that defensive nose guard from, I don't know, he was with the Ravens for a while. He was from Auburn. So that's, Des Watson didn't pan out.
No.
But at least you got somebody in the practice squad they can move up. I mean, so I like that. And overall, I mean, yes, I was big on contrast, but I just think, Bridgewater is going to give him a better chance if you're seriously considering winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
So they had to get a guy with experience, and I think that's a smart move. I seriously think this team has a legitimate chance at making a Super Bowl run. So I'm just gonna I like the depth, I like the talent, and I like what they put together. And I think I see a difference in Todd Bowles. And I don't see much drop off in the offense as far from last year to this year. I mean, with Rizard, I don't see, because Baker actually really don't need offensive coordinators. You got Baker. Baker knows the offense. He runs the offense.
I'm going to try to pronounce this offensive lineman's name, Chukwuemeka. There it is.
Actually, Luke Haggerty calls him Choke.
Well, I almost said Chumbawamba. I get knocked down and I get up again. Nothing's ever going to keep me down. That's from the 90s there, kids.
Actually,
go to the YouTube.
Pretty good. He surprised me. I saw him in the preseason.
Yes, he's a raw guy, and definitely performed well. So good for him. And once again, guys that are undrafted, free agents have the opportunity to make their mark. They make their mark, and they are picked up and deservingly so. Once again with Jason Light.
One more thing I would add before after I leave, I like the growth I've seen Elijah Klein. He's become a better pass blocker. That was the biggest knock on him coming. When he was drafted, he was one of the best, highest graded run blockers in his class, but his pass blocking needed work. But playing center and learning the snap count, I think made him a better pass blocker. I probably see him taking Bredesen's job, and Bredesen becoming the backup center guard next year. So
we'll see. We'll definitely see, but it's good to have competition. You're exactly right. I love the kid Elijah Klein. I loved him since last training camp, talking to at the time. I'm trying to think of we talked to an offense. So we talked to the center, the rookie center at the time, Graham Barton. And he was his roommate. He was talking about Elijah Klein and how, he's got versatility, but how also he's got an attitude to him. So that's a good thing. So he definitely, I think, will, be in the future plans of this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. So one more time, large, and you're ready to get that shirt, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got to do me a favor before you leave, because every call is going to do this from now on. You got to say, bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Go.
Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Boom, right there. That's a second call. Right Appreciate you, Abraham. Later, man. Let's go out to Curtis. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution here on a Happy Hump Day edition. Go ahead, my friend.
Happy Hump Day.
Yes, happy Hump Day. Yes, 11 days. Listen.
What's up, my brother?
11 days. 11 days until we start the football season with the Bucs versus the Atlanta Falcons in what is it, in the Big A? I guess they call it the Big A. So there you go.
Listen, let me say this.
Yes.
I'm super excited for football. Honestly, I'm super excited to watch Texas and Ohio State this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I got Florida State and Alabama, too, don't you?
Listen, let me tell you something. I am going to put in a football pool this weekend.
Okay.
I like Florida State to beat Alabama by 10 points.
Oh, is that right? Why? Tell me.
Because there's no Nick Saban in Alabama.
I love it. Love it, man.
Tell you something.
Yes.
Even though that team was decent last year, you could tell that was not a Nick Saban Alabama team.
That is correct.
They came into USF and they almost lost to USF last year, and USF was on their asses last year in Tampa.
No, it wasn't in Tampa, buddy. That was in Bama. They struggled versus USF at home. USF gave them everything they could handle.
USF gave them hell.
Yes.
Hell. So I'm excited for football this weekend. I'm excited for football next week, obviously. I hope the Eagles put their foots all the way in Dallas, as you know what, because, we hate Dallas over here.
Yes.
But I'm excited, super excited for this Bucs team. I felt bad for Shiloh, but he shouldn't have threw that punch.
Well, that wasn't the only reason. I mean, you believe, because again, I talked to some people, some fans, because I always like to talk to fans on social media, especially on Facebook. And again, 281,000 going up here of views on Facebook for the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So we appreciate that. But, talking to them, the narrative's been thrown out there. The reason why he was cut off this team is because of that punch. Did it help? No. but it was the overall play. It was the missed tackles. It was you look at the Pro Football Focus grade.
And I agree with that. But let's just say this. You can't keep your cool in a meaningless game.
Right.
So what the hell are you going to do when all the chips are pushed into the table?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't do that shit. Excuse my French.
Well, that's all right. We speak French on the show sometimes. Yes.
You can't do that. Like, if you're going to show you're behind in a meaningless game, what the hell are you going to do if we make it to the NFC Championship and that play alone cost your team the game?
It's a great point. You're exactly correct about that. You got to be more intelligent when it comes to those critical situations. It's about football IQ in those situations because they can cost your team. It's a selfish decision. I get it. Football's an emotional game. The guy was definitely blocking after the whistle was trying to get in his head and did that. And what do we know? Was the tight end right about that? No, he wasn't right. He wasn't in the right. He should have been thrown out too, but it's always the second person that gets caught.
Yes, absolutely. If you're the last person to throw the punch, you're always going to be the person in trouble.
Right.
But, let's get past that. Here's a couple things I want to talk about.
Sure.
Number one.
Go for it.
I can't wait to see Benjamin Morrison. I'm really excited about this guy. I know we haven't seen anything about him, but I've actually watched his college tape. And this guy, if he is anything like he was in college, we probably might have got one of the steals in the draft.
I agree. I think he did. I think he could have been a top 15, top 25 pick if he's healthy, but he wasn't able to stay healthy, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Hip injury. Bucs checked out all the medicals. They look at the tape. He is a shutdown corner. He's shown that he can be a shutdown corner. He was hurt, so you didn't get a chance to play preseason, but you just kind of wonder, when is the time that Jamel Dean gets hurt? You don't hope for it, but it's to be expected. It's like Stu Sternberg not spending money with the Rays. It's to be expected. It's like taxes and death. It's to be expected. So when does Jamel Dean get hurt? So Benjamin Morrison takes that job.
To Mr. Jimmy Dean Sausage, listen, let me tell you something, brother. You're walking on thin ice.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what? I forgot. We the damn Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're standing on the plank, buddy. You're standing on it. and if you don't tighten up, you're gonna be off of it.
I'm trying I'm trying to like Jamel Dean. It's nothing personal, but I've seen too many wide receivers run past him. Yes.
I love Jamel Dean because when you don't expect anything from him, that's what he shows. Benjamin Morrison, I'm excited to see him finally get on the field. But here's my other thing. I got two other things I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let other people call in. I've had a great night tonight.
Good.
I'm actually a little tired. I just came from the gym. My body is beat to shit right now.
Oh, you went to the gym. What did you work tonight? Because by the way, I don't know if you saw the picture there, but I'm taking a friend home. I'm taking Sun Devil Dave home. I took him to the gym there, and he sends me a picture of Bucky Irving, and Bucky Irving is actually at Planet Fitness. And as you know, Planet Fitness, that's my gym, and that's also the official gym of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucky Irving is checking in members. So I'm trying to go in there, and the Rolex reporter trying to interview him and get a picture with him. But what did you work? Where did you work out, and what did you work?
I go to EOS.
Okay.
It's over here in Holiday.
All right. I know where that's at.
Not in Holiday, in Hudson. I apologize.
It's all right.
And,
same thing sometimes. Yeah.
I rode the bike for 40 minutes, and then I did some major arms and shoulders.
Okay.
And
all right.
Yeah, I'm a little beat. But
good for you,
anyway,
man. Good for you.
This offense, like Abraham just said before me, I'm not worried about this offense. If Baker stays healthy, we can get McMillan back. We can get Godwin back. These guys can stay healthy. Offensive line, running backs, tight ends, all right. This offense is going to be hell to deal with.
Yes, it will be.
Because you have so many interchangeable pieces to this offense. I mean, you should be terrified of who's going to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, defense. We need this pass rush to step up. We need the secondary to step up. Now, I'm going to say this. I believe in Yaya. I like Yaya. I believe in what is the damn guy's name? Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
I think Reddick's going to have a decent season. I believe in Canty. Definitely believe in Vita. You know what? I'm going to buy me a Vita jersey this year because I love that guy. If any Bucs fan doesn't love Vita Vea, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
How do you not love Vita Vea? That's what I don't understand.
He's probably him, Levante David, and Mike Evans are probably the most humble guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all stars. They are. I mean, there's 32 teams in the NFL. If Vita Vea ever became a free agent, they would be beating down the door to get Vita Vea. Here's what I need.
Yes.
I need the guy next to Levante David.
Okay.
I need him.
Savasi Dennis. You need Savasi Dennis to say. You need Voss.
I don't need him to be great. I need him to be good enough.
Well, you need him to stay healthy.
Yes. and I need Logan Hall to step it up this year.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Logan Hall is a bad player.
Right.
He's not. Honestly, he reminds me of Will Golston. Will Golston wasn't a great player, but he was consistent.
And it's funny you should mention Golston because remember when Golston came out, every fan hated him. But because he wasn't that productive. And then as time went on, and this is the difficult thing about players. They develop in different ways in different years. They don't develop like everybody else. He got better and better as time went on.
Didn't we lose Golston for like a year or two?
I don't think he lost him for a year or two. I don't know I don't remember that.
Did he leave for a year or was he always here?
He was always here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I thought he had left for a year. My heart was broken because I'm like, where the hell is Will Golston at?
Right.
Like, this guy, he has literally been on that defense, him and Levante David for years.
Right.
And I'm looking at this kid, Logan Hall. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
But he's just, honestly, he's the guy that nobody talks about off of this defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And if he steps it up even a little bit this year, this defensive line is going to be hell to deal with.
Yes, it is, especially with Kalijah Kancey. You gotta love that, right?
Oh my God, I love Kalijah Kancey. I mean, we watched what the Eagles did to Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We also have it ourselves because we watch what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did to Kansas City in the Super Bowl. I mean,
which,
honestly,
by the way, you may have that same situation coming up here in 11 days because it looks like the Atlanta Falcons are going to be without both tackles. So, what they used to say when, I'm still a telemarketing extraordinaire, but they used to say, go eat, right? So you tell those guys up front, go eat. Go eat Yaya Diaby. Get him, young man. Go eat Kalijah Kancey. Go eat Vita Vea. And, of course, go eat Hassan Reddick because if you get that quarterback, a young quarterback, by the way, who he's coming into a second year. Did he have enough snaps in his rookie year? We're about to find out. But you put pressure on any quarterback, especially a young quarterback, maybe you start to not only mess with his timing, but also, create some turnovers, which I know Todd Bowles wants so badly. That's the reason why you draft the way you draft this year in the first place.
I don't remember, Peter, but who was drafted last year quarterback in the first round?
Cornerback.
There was a quarterback. There was a bunch of them.
Quarterback last year. Quarterback.
Bo Nix.
Yeah. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You had Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Who else went? Because I know Penix went 8 because nobody saw him going 8 to Atlanta.
Correct.
Nobody did.
Right.
Like, I know the world's jaw hit the floor when he went to Atlanta. And then I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly.
Well, I got your list here. Here we go. So, Google is your friend. So I couldn't do it off the top of my head, but of course, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, the Washington Commanders, Drake May for New England, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy will get his opportunity with the Vikings this year. And Bo Nix. Bo knows football. I love Bo. They love Bo there with the Broncos. Yes. Even if nobody showed up to his birthday party, they love him.
Oh well, whatever.
Like that draft day? No, you didn't hear that.
Anybody who plays for Sean Payton, I don't care. I'm sorry, Sean Payton. I don't care.
The sourpuss remains right there. He definitely does have
Sean Payton.
He has something over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, it's terrible, but it is what it is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about this draft,
right?
That draft class last year. Those quarterbacks that you named, none of them really sucked. I mean, we've seen some bad quarterback play over the years.
Now, Drake May wasn't that good. I think you would expect more out of him. And again,
he also had a terrible effing team.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why you have so many busts in the National Football League. They throw him right in there with the terrible team around him, and they expect the guy to, again, make, chicken salad out of chicken with that French right there.
But then you come into his second year, you give him a quarterback, a head coach like Mike Vrabel.
Right.
Vrabel is not going to let this guy fail.
Right.
Okay, we watched Vrabel take Ryan Tannehill, who nobody wanted.
Yep.
To Tennessee, and they won the division like 2-3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So, my point is this. Penix has a lot to prove.
He does. He has the weapons, though. They have the weapons around him.
They do have the weapons. The problem with Atlanta is their defense is terrible.
Yep.
Their defense is terrible. And they took, what, 2 defensive players in the first round this year?
They did. James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee and Jalen Walker from the Georgia Bulldogs. So
everybody was talking about one of those guys was a huge reach or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whatever. My point is this. Penix, he played, 3-4 games last year?
Uh-huh.
He looked decent. He did look decent. But he's coming to he didn't play Tampa last year. He didn't play Tampa last year, and now he's going to deal with, knock on wood, because I'm praying, healthy, ferocious Todd Bowles defense week 1.
I love it. I love the sound of it.
These boys are coming to eat.
There you go.
They really are.
There you go.
So,
all right, Curtis.
Anyway, listen, brother. I love you, man. We'll get on and catch you up. I'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Yeah, man. We got turnbuckle talk tonight. By the way, wrestling talk. Becky Lynch in some hot water. WWE embarrassed after the Ozzy Osbourne being a heel. We'll put that question out there.
I cannot believe she said that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of insensitive, but then again, right. You're trying to get some heat.
Listen. Don't get me wrong. We know Becky is a great women's wrestler.
Right.
I'm not, but let me tell you, you don't touch Ozzy. That'd be like you saying something. That'd be like somebody coming out bad and bashing Hogan. Like, you can't. It's too soon for that.
Well, they did a lot of that on social media, my friend. A lot of it.
But they did it on social media. But let's say. Let's get somebody. Let's say somebody like Sheamus came out and was just trashing Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Like, they'd be like, dude, what is your problem? Like, get out of here. Are you serious?
Yes.
So, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
all
listen,
right.
I love you.
Love you too, brother. Curtis right there, one of my favorite web heads. We'll give him the Ric Flair.
Woo!
All right, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out. I don't know what is going on here with trouble streaming to Instagram. Wow. It is StreamYard tonight. So there's something going on with StreamYard. So we will work with this and see how it goes. But internet is all over the place tonight. All right. Mike DeRoche, I'm 3 extra large. So we'll work on getting that. Let's see here. They brought in Matt Judon in and let Mo go. They'll regret it. I absolutely agree with that. Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Love the shirt size, large or extra large, is 100% cotton. I believe it is going to be 100% cotton. We're going to change it around there. to Travis Meserol. Thank you very much for making the shirts. Of course, the new polo shirts right here. Sure shots with of course, the Sports Web logo right there. And you have the Rolex Reporter. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Ed right there. Pete, love the show. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Mike D. Roche, wrestling talk tonight. Absolutely have turnbuckle talk here on a Happy Hump Day edition.
Hump Day.
You guys like wrestling talk. I like wrestling talk. We'll definitely talk about it with you. Trask was late on one throw, high on another to Cam. Heck, almost overthrew Tez on the touchdown. Absolutely. Going back to that, because this is what Rick Stroud had to say. And again, this kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? To when Teddy Bridgewater was signed, and I have to go back to the footage there. This is what I kind of had to say, but this was his analysis on the situation. Still believe Baker Mayfield injuring his hand in practice and missing 2 days gave Trask number 1 reps, but they were bad practices. Exposed him the next day. They signed Bridgewater, and I think Trask's fate was sealed. Super Bowl contenders need experienced backup. Super Bowl contenders need experienced backups. Bingo. Say whatever you want to about the guy's injury history, which we've talked about also. But when he came in there versus the Steelers in that small sample size, Bucs fans, did you not feel more confident with him than Trask? Put it in there. Put it in the comments. Were you more confident with Teddy running the offense? And how can that happen? How is that possible for a guy that's been there less than 2 weeks? He comes in there. He's an NFL veteran. I get it. He had a high throw to Jalen McMillan, which a lot of you Bucs fans, Bucs Nation out there didn't like. Get that. But the other throws, how about the throw to Bucky Irving? How about the throw to Emeka Egbuka in the end zone? Nobody's catching that besides Egbuka, the rookie. How about the decisive throw there on 4th down to Sterling Shepard? No hesitation, just throwing it. Not holding the ball, not trying to process the defense. I got the ball. I got the read. Boom. 1st down. Buccaneers to Shepard. Put it in the comments there. Were you more confident with Teddy? Because that's your backup quarterback. And Todd Bowles had this to say about Teddy Bridgewater. He says, obviously Bridgewater brings experience, but he brings a wealth of knowledge. He can command the offense right now. He can command the offense right now. It's not going to take him time. It's not going to take him 3 or 4 years. It's not going to take him 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months. He can command the offense right now. That's the reason why he was signed in the first place, right? Connect the dots. A connects to B. B connects to C. C connects to D. Why? Why am I saying that? Because that's how the NFL is. You're familiar with your coaches. You're familiar with your players. Josh Grizzard was familiar with Teddy Bridgewater, working with him down in Miami. That's the reason why you picked him up in the first place. Do you think there's any mistake about? I mean, there was always the flirtation there from Jason Light. Like they were trying to draft him in 2014. They were trying to get him. He was the backup if you don't get Tom Brady. That's how much they valued Bridgewater as a quarterback. Not just a backup quarterback, but as a quarterback overall. That's how confident they were. So I think that's key. Again, go back to it. He can command the offense right now. Him being older has a lot to do with it, but him being accurate and understanding what we're trying to do has a lot to do with that as well. We had Kyle Trask for 4 years. It was a good 4-year run. We just feel like we got a better chance with Teddy. Boom. Nothing against Trask. I don't care if I'm a Florida State fan. You know it. I'm a Florida State homer. I grew up on Warwick Dunn. I grew up on Charlie Ward and Derek Brooks and Bobby Bowden and Peter Warwick. I'm not afraid to say that. And Jameis Winston. But guess what? when they're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, I don't give a damn. I don't care if they're a Seminole, if they're a Gator, if they're a Hurricane, if they're a Bull, if they're a Trojan, if they're a Buckeye, if they're a Wolverine. They're a Buck. They're a Tampa Bay Buck. Who gives you the best chance to win? Teddy Bridgewater, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I mean, that's how I feel about it, honestly. I've got to remove Instagram here, so we'll try to see if we can get them back here in just a moment with using that stream key. But we had some problems here with Instagram. I don't know what the heck is going on at this point. So we'll end it right there with them. We'll go back. I'm trying to produce as we are doing this on air. But I think it's interesting. I do. I think those comments are interesting. I love it. I love those comments. It tells you everything you need to know. That's the reason why you make the decision in the first place. Leave no doubt. He can command the offense. Boom. There it is. I mean, what else could you say? So, yeah. So definitely comment on that as we got into the Todd Bowles comments. Again, Trask started the first and third preseason games this year, got significant playing time, 28 of 43, 241 with a touchdown pass. Not able to overcome it. Not able to, it comes down to who's going to give you the best chance to win, period. That's it. So, again, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as we are trying to reconnect here to Instagram Live. So we'll see if it works. I don't see it working at this point. So you got to love that. Love you, StreamYard. Love you, Instagram Live. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see if we get back there. All right, so we're back there on Instagram Live. We'll continue to read these comments. Again, Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats are open if you want to give to the content. If you like the content, like and follow me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Once again, over 281,000 views. We're on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. Follow me there, Peter Blake or P Blake 1003. And again, the Sports Web on YouTube, as YouTube super chats are open also. All right, so let's continue to read some of these comments, and then we will dive back into it. All right, there we go. So we got somebody that's watching. Hopefully you guys can see us there on Instagram Live. I can't wait till the Bucs season starts. I can't either. So the questions are out there. How surprised were you by the 53-man? Too many wide receivers in your opinion? Cam Johnson making the most surprising player making this team right now? I got Cam Johnson. That's what I got right now. Cam Johnson making it. John Bullock making it, because a lot of people thought Nick Jackson was going to be the guy that makes it in that linebacking room. What were you surprised by? What player were you surprised by? And do you like the new T-shirts that the Sports Web has provided? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. 11 days. Mike D. Roche. Trask is even horrible in Xbox. Ha, ha, ha. Did you play him in Xbox? How do you know he's horrible in Xbox? I don't even play Xbox. It's either... it's either PlayStation 5 or nothing. I don't even have a PlayStation 5. Madden came out this year. It's so weird. Like, I don't have a PlayStation 5, but I feel like I want a PlayStation 5. Like, if somebody asked me, what do you want for your birthday, Peter Blake, on October 3rd, which, by the way, I figured out we're going to be working the USF game because USF plays Charlotte. So there's no rest for the wicked. I won't be going out. I won't be drinking. Not that I do that anyway. But that'll be a Friday night. We'll be live there from Raymond James Stadium covering Bulls versus the Charlotte 49ers. Not the San Francisco 49ers, the Charlotte 49ers. So we got you covered with that. USF football all throughout the year, season credentials. You got to love that. And also with the Bucs. But yeah, I feel like I want to play Madden. Like every year, like this team is stacked this year, even with Godwin hurt, even with Tristan Wirfs hurt. And more than likely, you're going to get Tristan Wirfs back. Now, that was the other news the other day or yesterday, that both Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin passed their physicals. But again, the Bucs are not going to take any chances when it comes to Godwin. It's going to be 4 games or more. They're going to try to get him ready and healthy. I was thinking about this. Like, can you imagine how good this offense is going to be in the second half of the year? Like, the Bucs are going to be competitive, right? I know that. I definitely think they're going to be competitive. I think they're going to be more than competitive. I've said 12-5. I'm not going off of that. 12-5. After that, I'm not making any more predictions. I'm not doing it. I've done it before. I'm not doing it again. But 12-5, Super Bowl is definitely a possibility. We'll even go Super Bowl bust, whatever. That's what I'm famous for, right? 2020 Super Bowl bust, Super Bowl bust for 2025. It's certainly possible. But can you imagine, like, they're winning games, they're still scoring points? Like, we put that question out there. Do you think they're going to be able to be better than what they were last year, which is a top 3 offense? Can they be better? That second half of the year, you think they would be. With Chris Godwin coming back, with Jalen McMillan coming back, Cade Otton banged up. That was the story of the day also. You should have him, maybe Devin Culp. But how good is that offense going to be this year, Bucs fans? Let's throw that question in there. Let's go ahead and put that out there on the phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Instagram Live as it is working. Thank you very much, Instagram Live. It's so great when people do their job, right? Tom, I believe this is this Rob Thompson of Crew Life 255. Peter, I'm so ready for the season. Agree with you on that.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Mitchell right there watching Rock and Rose. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a happy hump day.
Hump day.
Godwin will miss less than 4 games. Otherwise, they would have put him on the temporary IR. Well, if they put him on the temporary IR, I believe that he would have to miss a certain amount of games. So the reason why they have that roster spot, have him on the roster, is, of course, they're going to take their time. They're not going to rush him back, but they don't want to use up that IR spot. So, and I believe we'd have to miss a certain amount of games. I believe it's like, I don't know the exact games on that, but he's going to have to miss a lot of games on that if he's on the IR. Now, let me go ahead and check that out. But I think they're not going to take a chance. And we've heard this. This is from our guy, Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports. We have reported this. This is from him. This is from his sources. It's not from me. It's from Leo Haggerty. So I trust that guy. He's been in the business for a long time. And he's saying it's going to be longer than 4 games. You're looking at October, maybe in the middle of October at that point. And then Jalen McMillan, of course, 8 weeks. For the neck injury. Was it severely sprained neck? But once you get those players back, man, oh man, you're going to be in business. You already may be in business. Business is about to pick up. Wrestling term from JR. Wrestling is about to pick up. Wrestling is picked up. The offense is about to pick up. Business is about to pick up. So let's go out to him. Trask is even horrible at Xbox. Logan says we need Bulls to stop covering the middle of the field with linebackers. I think it's a totally different defense this year. I think it gets better again with Savasier Dennis and his health. He brings something. He does have coverage ability. He was all over the field. The small sample size that you saw this defense, they were a lot better with him on the field than without him. Because the Achilles heel of that Bucs defense was the middle of the field. It was as much as it was like the Atlantic Ocean. Like Kirk Cousins is still throwing for over 500 yards there on Thursday night, right? Remember that disaster? Offenses were throwing at will down the middle of that field. So, and Todd Bowles has also talked about the fact he wants to rush 4. He doesn't want to blitz. Sure, he's going to blitz sometime. He's going to bring those interesting packages. He's going to zone out with, he's going to have a zone where the defensive end goes into a zone, goes back, and you're trying to confuse a quarterback. But he wants to rush forward. That's the reason why you get Hassan Reddick in the first place. That was the major key offseason move, in my opinion, for this team, period, on both sides of the ball. Like we always talk about it. Like you got to have a quarterback that can win. You definitely got that with Baker Mayfield from last year. And then you got to have somebody that can rush the quarterback. And you got that from Hassan Reddick, and you got a motivated player that wants to earn a big-time contract, and he'll have the opportunity to do that. Golston cut. Golston is not on this team anymore. He's coaching high school ball. So he's been gone, guys. And I know what you guys are throwing out there, but he's been gone. Nobody saw Penix going at 8, especially author blank. Laugh out loud, says Tim. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Carl. Just got here. Haven't heard anything about Golston getting cut. Golston hasn't been cut. He's not on this team anymore. He's coaching high school football. I love wrestling talk as well. Matthew, you've come to the right place. We talk about turnbuckle talk. We talk about WWE action. We talk about AEW action or whatever is on your mind, whether it's the history of pro wrestling. People laugh at me, but we do a segment called Turnbuckle Talk on this show on Wednesday nights. And we're expected to have Eugene Thomas, Mr. Gene Thomas of Buck What You Heard, former podcast, former friend who I started out the evolution with a long, long time ago, a galaxy, a long, long time ago, with former co-host Sean the Sports Dom. New co-host. Hopefully he comes on. We have him to talk wrestling because I know he's a big-time wrestling fan. If he doesn't, he goes through a table. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. All right. Yeah, it's me. Temporary IR is a mandatory 4-week. Okay. Those shirts look great. You and Tampa Trev did a great job. Yeah, they do, don't they? I mean, it looks good. Like my old friend would say, so fresh and so clean, little sports swag there. And I love the Rolex thing there, the Rolex sign. It looks good. The Sports Web logo. He got it right, man. He nailed it. And we got various colors. Like I have 2 shirts in my closet before. I have the black one, which I usually wear all the time. So you have to wash that over and over again. And you have a red one. Now I have the pewter one. I have a white one. I have a black one, of course, with red. I like the red. The red, you mix the red in. And I got a creamsicle one. Oh, yeah. I got a creamsicle one. So I'll be revealing that, of course, very soon. So, yeah, Matthew, you come to the right place. Welcome, my friend. Get Rick Stroud on the show. That would be a good get. Love what Rick does. He does a great job. He's covered the Bucs for, over 30 years. Tremendous job there. Has his own podcast with the Tampa Bay Times. Also, I believe does a show, ESPN Radio in the mornings. Teddy Bridgewater over Kyle Trask. Exactly right there. Yes! Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Teddy was very accurate. Exactly. He was. That's what the coach says. Very accurate. I love that. Very accurate. Again, he can command the offense right now. Him being older has a lot to do with it, but him being accurate and understanding what we're trying to do has a lot to do with it as well. Like, is that a shot at Kyle? Like, I know he follows up with saying, we had Kyle Trask for 4 years. It was a good 4-year run. We just feel like we have a better chance with Teddy. But before he says that, he says he's accurate and he understands what we're trying to do. Has a lot to do with it as well. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And I think, again, it's about connecting the dots. A to B, C to D. A player works with a coach. Coach puts out that suggestion. And I think it comes back to, getting those number 1 reps. Trask didn't look good. From what I went out there and watched, it wasn't good. It was not good for me. It was not. All right. NFL is a copycat league. Exactly. It is.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Matthew Wells. Kyle Trask hasn't done much. Even when Trask played, he didn't do much. He didn't. Let's go out to King Cook. For all the Trask lovers, are you really surprised? Really? No, I'm not surprised. I thought he was going to be a third back. I thought they would keep 3 quarterbacks. I didn't think he was going to be the backup. I thought Bridgewater would be, but Cunningham because of injury, definitely there's an injury situation there. But I still think he would have been the third quarterback coming in. So good stuff, King. Thank you very much for tuning in on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Teddy had more touchdown passes in a few series than Trask had in more series. There you go. Matthew Wells. I may get an Ibuka jersey. I mean, that would be the question at this point. Will Ibuka go back to the number 2 or do you stick with the 9? I say you stick with the 9. Stick with the 9 at this point because there's been plenty of Bucs fans that most likely have bought that jersey, that have bought it. So, and that's going to be a popular jersey. It will be. I think that kid can duplicate Mike Evans' success. I know that's a tall task, but I look at the situation, right? When Mike Evans came in as a rookie in 2014, who did he have on the other side? Vincent Jackson. And now this kid's coming in to the NFL, and you have the veteran in Mike Evans who learned from Vincent Jackson, and Ibuka has the opportunity because that there are times where they will double and even sometimes triple team on Mike Evans. So somebody's going to be open, and that kid has the opportunity to get open. He can get that separation. He can catch the ball consistently. He can make some plays. And I'm excited about seeing it. I love to see Chris Godwin and Jalen McMillan on the field, but this is a great opportunity for this young man to get those reps and get better at what he's doing. Madden 26 is awesome. Well, yeah, I got to play it. I'm a Madden guy. I like to play the whole season too. You like to play the franchise. I used to have a friend that I played with all the time. We're not friends anymore. So I kind of miss it. But you set up your franchise. You try to put in the pieces there, free agency and trades. But usually you just keep the team the way it is the first year. That was kind of our rule. And then you go through that whole franchise. And I know that they've done some changes and stuff like that to it. So I'm curious to see. So thank you, Matthew, for all the comments there. Appreciate it. Aloha, Peter, in the Greek when he gets on. He's not on yet. We may have him here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Lamar. Great main roster. I would love to know who's on the practice squad so we know who could potentially fill in spots if needed. We announced that, but we'll go back to that. We'll reset it. We will say this, though, right? So 18 players, and this is from the great Greg Auman, who's done amazing work. He's a great follow. Seen him out there at the Bucs game the other night doing his thing, but he's always a great follow. If you're gonna get guys that understand, the Bucs moves and Bucs news, it's Greg Auman, it's Rick Stroud, it's our guy JC Allen, it's Pewter Report, Scott Reynolds. They are the veterans in this business. They know what they're doing. They do a fantastic job. Fantastic. But he says there are 18 players from the Bucs Week 1 roster last year who aren't on the 2025 53-man roster. Here it is. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, gone. William Golston, gone. He's not been cut. He's not on this team anymore. KJ Britt, gone. Jordan Whitehead, Kyle Trask, Jake Carmona, Trey Palmer, Hall. They brought back to the practice squad there. So Bryce Hall, they brought back. Thomas, Russell, Hansey, School, Green, Brewer, Funderburk, Newman, and Ramirez. And still not on this team anymore. That's quite a change. That's the reason why you draft. That's the reason why you go into free agency, especially with the going and doing the drafting. Now we'll get to the practice squad in just a moment because they announced that today. And once again, if you were hoping for Shiloh Sanders or Desmond Watson, to be on this team. They're not going to be on this team right now. All right, here is the list as we reset it. The phone lines are open if you want to call up. You have anything to say? Were you surprised by what this 53-man roster, the positions there, wide receiver, cornerbacks? Who is the player that surprised you the most that was kept? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Adam Gossis, the defensive tackle. Michael Jordan, the offensive lineman. Tight end Tanner Talua, DL CJ Brewer. They've got an international exemption, so it's actually 17 players, but it doesn't count. So they get an extra player. Lorenz Metz, who is German, and that's from our own J.C. Allen there. Garrett Green, which, by the way, why is that important? Because, like I said, at Raymond James Stadium on Saturday nights, as Leo said he would be cut, and I said he's going to be brought back to the practice squad, I'll bet you a steak dinner. And guess what? Leo owes me a steak dinner. Victory! Right there. So he definitely owes me that. Garrett Green will come back. Definitely a big-time story for this team. Quarterback, developmental prospect. He's got the juice, as John Gruden would say. Ben Scott, offensive lineman. Nash Hutmacher. Nick Jackson brought back. Bryce Hall. Cornerback, Connor Bazelak, the quarterback there, offensive lineman Tyler McClellan, Luke Haggard, another offensive lineman there, Jason Jones, defensive lineman who they picked up, Dennis Houston, wide receiver, Jack Henderson, safety, and rounding it out there, outside linebacker Muhammad Kamara. So there is your practice squad. All right, so thanks a lot for tuning in, Lamar, all the way there from Oregon. Reddick has that dog in him. Absolutely. Let's go out to Lamar. Great 53-man roster. I would love to know who's on the practice squad. I just told you that. Let's go out to Ben Cornett. Peter H. Blake definitely dripping with that sports web swag. I call that sports swag here on Monday and Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. And also before USF football away games. We're going to try to find a place to do those away football games for you USF Bulls fans, because it's all about Tampa Bay sports. We're going to try to cover the Tampa Bay Lightning more. Hell, we're going to try to cover the Tampa Bay Rays more. You know why? Because they got new ownership. Hooray. Although anytime you get excited about the Rays, they do what they always do, which is take you right back down to earth again as they lose to the Cleveland Guardians today, lose 2 out of 3. They did not meatloaf. The Guardians meatloafed them. And this is what Tom Brady thinks.
That's good enough to suck right there.
I know the Greek loves that, and I see the Greek already tuning in there. But yes, definitely dripping in the sports web swag. And Ben, I need to know if you like the shirt. So that was the other question. Do you guys like the shirt? What size? I got a couple sizes there. Going to post it on Facebook again. So you got to give me your sizes and I'll come up with the price, an affordable price. I know how it is right now. I got 3 jobs. I got to work this job. I got to work Guide to Insure, and I do a little Uber around town. Just saying. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Instagram Live here. My buddy Rob, temporary IR is a mandatory 4-week. So there you go. Well, it's interesting. He did pass all his physicals, but all the reports are out there. They're not going to take any chances. And why would you? You sign Godwin to a new deal, to a new extension. It was a horrific injury to his ankle. They had to do a second surgery. So you don't want to go through that again. You don't want to rush him back. You don't have to rush him back. That's how much great depth you got in this wide receiving room. I know I sound like a homer and a fan, but I am telling you right now, 11 days away from the Bucs playing the Atlanta Falcons, that this offense may be better than it was last year. With all the young talent they got in Ibuka and Tez Johnson. Do you see how electric Tez Johnson was? I mean, I don't know if he's going to be number 3, but he may have the opportunity. Josh Grizzard is going to get creative with this kid. If you think that whatever they called in the preseason was something, just wait. Just sit back, put your seatbelt on. I got a feeling there could be some deep shots here from Baker Mayfield and Tez Johnson. I'm just saying. Let's see. He is our official designer over here at the Crew Life. He does a tremendous job. Absolutely. Travis Meserol. I think I got it right. I thought it was Travis. It's Travis. Travis, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Tampa Trev. We'll just call him that. Tampa Trev. How about that? We say Tampa Trev, Tampa Trev.
Wait up, little boy. Stop.
Yeah.
Wait up.
Tampa Trev. Tampa Trev.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Tampa Trev. Tampa Trev.
Victory!
All right, good stuff there. My biggest concern is there a left tackle. Is that the concern of Bucs fans? Is that your concern at this point? Charlie Heck coming into that left tackle spot. Didn't look good against the Steelers. Get it to preseason game. That's a pretty good defense. It's going to be a really good defense. I think that would be your concern coming into Atlanta, right? Because they've improved that. Why did they improve that? To get after Baker Mayfield with James Pierce Jr. and, of course, Jalen Walker. Can they get to Baker Mayfield? Can Heck hold up? We know how great Tristan Wirfs is for that left side. We know how good he is. So it's definitely a concern. I see a Gloria right there. Glow in the dark joining up. Appreciate you as always, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
There on Instagram Live. Love that. So, yeah, you're absolutely correct. All right. Let's go out to the Greek. How come the Greek doesn't have a shirt? Because the Greek didn't ask. The Greek didn't ask if he had a shirt. We're going to get you a shirt. I got to know the size. We'll get you a T-shirt. Because that's that guy on the back there, yours truly, saying bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. I got told by a woman that it was kind of cheesy, and I was like, yeah, you know, opinions vary. It's okay. I don't hold it against her. There's some people out there don't necessarily like the shirt, but I came up with the idea. I mean, this is what we know about this show. My roommates love when I say bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. So much so that they want to kick me out of the house the majority of the time. So why not take advantage of it and put it on the shirt so they can see it along with everybody else? Who does that, right? So, yes, why doesn't the Greek have a shirt? You don't have a shirt yet. I have my shirts. I had to get my shirts, see how they look. Test it out, a little test run, if you will. Right? Like the preseason, like training camp, little test run with the new offense, with the new weapons. I had to do a test run with the shirts and see how they would come off, and everybody loves it. Even at work, a Guide to Ensure, walking around. Oh, I see you. You're leveling up. You're leveling up. I'm like, yeah, I'm leveling up here. And we're trying to work on getting sponsors here for this show, more sponsors. In case you don't know, our main sponsor would be Up the Block Barbershop. Listen, you don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a haircut, a beard trim, you know, how to get lined up, looking right, styling and profiling, or, of course, a fade. Get out there. Go see my favorite barber, Mr. Ricky himself. All the great barbers out there. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you again. It's Up the Block Barbershop. So there you go. All right. So Greek will work on getting you one. We'll put that also in the box. Do you like the T-shirts that we revealed there on social media? If you did, give me your size, and we'll go ahead and post that up there. And we'll try to get you some orders to get those orders out there for the new T-shirts for the webheads, for the Tampa Bay sports fan of the sports web. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Bucs have evolved. Let's go Bucs. Yes, that's what it's all about. It's all about the evolution. It's all about evolving.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yes. All right, good stuff there. Let's go out to Ben Cornett. I'm digging the pewter shirt. Thank you. Yes, I like I like the color pewter. I do. I like the pewter and red. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just like I don't know why I like the pewter and red. Somebody's got to tell me. What is it? Is it this right here? Is it this? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. The car is red, black, and pewter. So It's crazy, It's crazy how that works out sometimes. What's up, Peter Blake? What's going on? Blackie right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Matthew. This new offense is way better than last year. I think that would be a good question to throw out there. Do you have confidence with the 53-man set? Do you have more confidence that this offense will be better than last year? Get it, Josh Grizzard going into his first year calling plays, but the talent is there, even though you're banged up with Godwin and McMillan. Do you have confidence that this offense will be better? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. In case you did miss it, Trey Palmer did get claimed today by the New Orleans Saints.
That's good enough to suck right there.
As Instagram Live has gone out once again. You got to love that. Oh, wait, my Facebook is going out now. What is going on here? Oh, my goodness. This is crazy. So let's go ahead and remove that. We will start it up again. Let's see. This is StreamYard. This is definitely StreamYard. So we're back. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys can continue to catch the show here. Carl says the offense could be better, but the defense should be a lot better. How much better? Do you think it's better than what it was last year? Do you have confidence? What were you surprised by, guys, with that 53-man roster being set? Was it the number of wide receivers they kept, which was 7, or was it the cornerback? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. You still say my name wrong. It's De Roche. De Roche. Okay, Mike De Roche. De Roche. Mike De Roche. Oh, Canada, Mike De Roche. Okay. Well, I thought it was De Roche. See, again, and preseason form here on the Evolution. Let's go out to YouTube here. The next thing you know, YouTube will go crazy and they will go out. So we've had LinkedIn Live go out. We've had Instagram Live go out, and then we had Facebook Live go out. Great job, StreamYard. You're absolutely killing it tonight.
That's good enough to suck right there.
All right, let's go out to I'm right. Hey, Peter, long time no talk. Injuries is what worries me about this team. That, and that I'm not completely confident with Todd Bowles. Yeah, I still get the sense there that there are some fans that are not necessarily confident with Todd Bowles. I don't know why, because we talked to plenty of players about it. Now, Todd Bowles had some comments today about Kalijah Cansey, as we mentioned those, saying, and then let me get to those comments here in just a moment. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a little commercial break here with the Greek, show you what he does. And then we'll come back here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television as I find these comments, and hopefully we stay live on all these platforms. This is the Evolution of Sports Talk Television.
We're here in the Keeneland room where a lot of VIPs take betting very seriously. And I have found no one other than Harry the Greek, I've been told is your name.
Absolutely. It's Harry the Greek. How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Now tell me some of the bets you have for today.
Oh, for sports with FanDuel? Unbelievable. I got some really good upsets this week. I actually played the Bears in the money line, and my upset special is the New York Jets.
Oh, got a sleeper. I like it. Okay, what about for the horse racing today?
Races, a lot of pick 5s, pick 4s. We're having a fabulous time out here with Keeneland. And I'll tell you what, it's great to be part of DVG and FanDuel.
I love to hear that. And so for anyone that's maybe at home that's new to sports betting at all, what advice would you want to give them?
The one bit of advice, I actually give it out on my podcast at the end. Keep your bets low and your returns high. That's the most important thing. Always stay within your means, but always keep your bets low and your returns high.
Definitely like that safe betting for sure. All right, well, thank you so much and good luck today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Back to you all.
All right, so there's the Greek right there. We missed the Greek. We always got to play that. I'm so proud of him, man. He does so many great things. And he doesn't even tell me some of the stuff he does most of the time. He's a gambling extraordinaire. He's an analyst of the sports web. I just love the contributions that he's made to this show. Make no mistake about it. There's none other like the Greek. There really isn't. All right. Though I found the comments, and I think we're going to go out to this interview with Kalijah Kancey, but this is what Brianna Dick said of Buccaneers.com. And, of course, last season, Kalijah Kancey, 7.5 sacks with just playing 12 games. Knock on wood, he's healthy. Dick says in 2025, he's chasing the NFL sack title. Remember what Kancey said. He wanted to be number one in the National Football League. He wants to be the guy. He wants to chase the sack title. The undersized narrative following Kancey throughout the pre-draft process. His twitchy feet and forward-charging attack made him a commodity for the Buccaneers and Todd Bowles' defense. Todd Bowles had this to say. He said he put in a healthy camp. Cross our fingers, excuse me. He starts the season off the first time since he's been here. We look for big things from him. He's very tough. Everybody thinks he's small, but he's extremely tough, and he can hold a double team and do all the little things for us. With that being said, let's go ahead and go out to the Kancey interview, if you will, because I think it's a good interview. And some of you guys may have missed that with him being on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So let's replay this. Welcome to the Evolution, my friend. How you doing? Put those cans on right there. Right there. It's okay. It's all right. Get into that mic right there. Kalijah Kancey right here, second year. How many years have you been in the league now? This is going to be your third year coming in, right?
Coming in third year.
Yeah. How does it feel? How excited are you about the 2025 season? Welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
I feel great. Having 2 years under my belt, getting the hand use of the game.
Yeah.
Being able to learn my body, learn myself as a player, pick up real fast in this league.
Yeah. What have you learned from that first year? Because we always talk about progression, evolution on this show. What have you learned from the first year to now?
Really just being able to take care of your body, just knowing your body, knowing what you need to do, knowing what you don't need to do, and really just being able to apply it every day, being able to become a pro, just every day, attacking the day, and making sure you're not taking it for granted.
Yeah. I mean, you were asked this. You were asked this offseason a couple of weeks ago, and about your year this year. You said you could lead the league in sacks. What's going to help Kalijah Kancey lead the league in sacks in the NFL this year, in your opinion?
To help Kalijah Kancey lead the NFL in sacks this year is definitely, I want to say, my teammates, because we got a lot of great players on the defense and offense. And then really just me being the best version of myself, being able to come in the season healthy, being able to play full 17 games, and just being able to apply and do what I know I can do best, and that's pass rush, and that's make plays, and that's all year long. Yeah.
Talk about your teammates there. Vita Vea, how much of an impact has he made on you? Talk about that whole defensive line room. How excited are you about what you got going on there? Just got a chance to talk to Elijah Roberts here about an hour ago. He's a young kid that's looking forward to learning some things from you. So talk about that room in general.
We got a great defensive line room. We got Vita Vea, we got Yaya Diaby, we got Hassan Reddick, we got Chris Braswell.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys, man. Yeah, I could keep going on. Logan Hall.
Yeah.
I could keep naming it.
Sure.
And a lot of those guys are great pass rushers, great dudes, great run defenders. And we just all got the same goal. We all want to get to the quarterback. We all want to cause havoc. We all want to make plays. And it's guys that I left out. It's a lot of guys, a lot of great guys.
Yeah.
Anthony Nelson, great guy.
Todd Bowles said you watched the film last year. You got all kinds of pressure, weren't able to finish. So that's the key for you this year, to finish. But you're getting the pressure. You're there. So, and the comparison coming into you for the league, and I don't know if you like comparisons or not, but it was Aaron Donald. You okay with being, compared to Aaron Donald? Who's some of the guys that you look at when you came into the league, before you came into the league, and look at now when you're playing the game? Who do you try to emulate?
Okay, see, before I came into the league, it was guys like Aaron Donald, Ed Oliver. It was guys like Grady Jarrett, Quinn Williams. It was a lot of guys. I could keep naming Haggerty, Javon Haggerty. A lot of guys I looked up to, and now that I'm in the league, it's really just me watching myself, seeing like what I can fix, and seeing like picking up the tendencies that I have and trying to not make those tendencies as noticeable, just being able to critique myself and make sure that I'm at the best of my game, the top of my game, and really just make it fixes to those mistakes that I've made in the past.
Without giving it away, can you kind of expound on that? Critique yourself a little bit. What you think you need to improve on to make the best version of yourself?
Really just using my hands more, being more aggressive, taking advantage of plays that I left on the field. Really just making those quarterback hurries and pressures into sacks.
Okay. All right. Talk about Todd Bowles really quick, and then we'll get you out of here. We appreciate the time. How much of an impact has he made on you, and he's made on in that locker room for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team?
Coach Todd Bowles is a great guy. Taught me a lot of football. He's a great coach as well. Great father figure as well. He's a guy that you wanna run through a wall for. And I know a lot of people say that, but I really mean it. He's a player's coach. If you have something to say or you see something on the field, he will hear you out. And he's creative when it comes to these blitzes and these stunts, and it's fun. It's fun to have him as a coach and go out there and execute those plays for him.
What's the craziest thing? I don't know if you can give it away. What's the craziest thing Todd Bowles has ever said to you?
The craziest?
Yeah. Something funny, something you wouldn't think, because a lot of people consider him just kind of low-key coach. Yeah. And we talked to Levante David yesterday, and he said, this guy is funny. This guy is... He's got all this excitement. Yeah. What did he say to you?
He's a guy that's full of sarcasm, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Elijah Cansey, man. Appreciate the time here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. There we go. Elijah Cansey. All right. So there you go. There's Elijah Cansey. And that's the reason why you got to watch the Sports Web interview a couple months ago. He said it. Right? We interviewed Antoine Winfield Jr. What did he say? The first two questions. And welcome back. I'm your host, Peter Blake. In case you don't know, your Rolex reporter giving you something to think about here live on Facebook, hopefully, LinkedIn Live, hopefully, YouTube, Instagram Live, and Twitter. Twitter right now is blowing up. Love Twitter. Love you guys right now on Twitter. But what did he say? The question was, what do you got to do to get that record? What do you got to do to lead the NFL in sacks? I got to stay healthy. So he's able to do that. Knock on wood so far. He's going to start the season from day one. Good for Elijah Cansey. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Dave. Really hoping Cansey stays healthy all season. It's going to be interesting to see his totals for a full season. I'm thinking 10 sacks. Certainly think it's possible. With 12 games, he had 7.5 sacks. And I really wanted to ask him, and you're in that moment, right? So you have questions that you want to ask, but the one question I wanted to ask him is, how do you feel about Jaden Daniels? Because you remember, he has him there at the goal line. He's getting ready to stop him. He has him by the jersey and he lets him go. Like, I wanted to ask him, how he felt about that. I didn't get a chance to. But if they have an opportunity to meet up again, Cansey's going to put him on the ground, right? That's going to eat at him. Well, remember, we talked to, all the players during that period a couple months ago at the Expo, which, damn, wasn't that fun? I mean, just 2 months ago, we were getting ready for football season, and we are 11 days away from Bucs versus the Falcons. But, talking to Levante David, talking to various players, they had a bad taste in their mouth from the Washington Commanders. And I'll just say this. I think it's kind of comparable to the Philadelphia Eagles. I know you know where I'm going with this. The Philadelphia Eagles had a bad taste in their mouth because they get eliminated by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then they come back last year with all the doubt, all the criticism, Saquon Barkley having over 2,000 yards, the coach supposedly getting fired. They have all this. They have a bad taste in their mouth. What do? They win a Super Bowl. They take it down. Could this be the year that the Bucs do that? 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. You kind of get that feeling, don't you? I think you do. I'm sorry. I get that feeling. Maybe it's just every year when this Bucs team starts to play, you get that feeling that football season's about to start. But there's something different. We kind of talked about it in 2020. You can't put your finger on it, but it's there. Baker Mayfield doing the extra practices, getting in there earlier, doing his best Tom Brady impression. Special. There's something special. There's a feeling about it. It's not just the football season starting. There's something special about this team. I believe that. Bucs got Jackson back in the fold at linebacker on the practice squad. Correct, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, those were some awesome shows from the Expo. Great work. Thank you. One of the other interviews I wanted to play tonight, because again, I'm so excited that this man was able to make the team, would be Elijah Roberts, and I'm looking for that interview right now as we're about to switch gears and go to Turnbuckle Talk. But I wanted to play this interview tonight, and we also had Jalen McMillan on at the time. So let's see if we can get that interview on here as I'm producing as we speak. So the phone lines are open. Let me just see if I can get this interview on, though. Let's see. Where is it at? I cannot find it at this point. See, you got to love that. You're doing stuff on air here on the fly. Stand by here for a moment. Let's see. Let's see here. Jalen McMillan. No, I don't see it here. Hold on a sec. Elijah Roberts. There it is. Well, I thought I had it. Let's see. Where is it at? Any more comments here? Stand by. You know what? I'm going to go out to... There it is. Okay, I got it. Apologize for that. We're going to go out. We're going to get you out of here. We're going to go out to 4th round pick out of SMU, correct? Yes, sir. Put those cans on there. Mr. Elijah Roberts, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How does it feel to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer?
Feels really good, man. It's still a blessing. Still hasn't really hit me 100% yet. I mean, probably when the season and stuff comes here, we suit up, even when camp starts, it's be good, but man, it's great.
Yeah, you were at SMU, had some winning success there. I couldn't believe this. I don't know how you last into the 4th round. You led in pressures last year. Talk about that. Why do you think you had so much success at SMU?
Yeah, man. SMU was great for me, man. Like, they put me in great positions all over the field. I mean, just from a standpoint in the pass rushing situations, they'll put me inside, and then on rundowns, they'll have me outside. So, I mean, like, SMU really helped me as far as just on the field, and then off the field, of course, they've done a lot just to really help prepare me, for this moment. Yeah.
What do you prefer? You like to rush from the outside? Or you like to rush from the inside, or does it matter? What do you prefer? What's your vice?
Man, I don't really have a preference, man. If it's 3rd down, as long as I'm on the field, I feel like I got a good chance to get to the quarterback, man.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm on the field, it doesn't matter if it's from a 5-3 or one technique read, it doesn't matter, to be honest.
Doesn't really matter. Have you talked to Todd Bowles? Have you talked to the defensive coaching staff? Can you let us in on how they may use you? How do you think you should be used at this point for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been playing, in the D-line room. I've been with the D-line as far as the guys like Kalijah, Logan Hall, and, Vita Vea, all those guys, man. So it's been good to kind of learn from those guys. Guys who have had success in the league, all those guys are really talented players. So being able to play behind those guys have been really good.
What have you learned so far? I know you haven't been with them for that long, but what have you learned so far from those players in Kalijah, Kancey, and of course, Vita Vea?
Man, I'll probably just say staying consistent in all the little things.
Yeah.
As far as just having a routine, making sure that you're disciplined to your routine and to your daily habits, and how you carry yourself and how you live your day, how you live your life day by day, for sure.
Gotcha. What did you learn from your college coach there at SMU? What's the thing you took from college that you're gonna try to add on to, or try to, carry it over to the NFL?
J-Mac's got to run, so he's going to
Okay. J-Mac, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Can we get it? Can we get in here? We got Elijah Roberts here. We got Jalen McMillan here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'll get back to you in a moment, Elijah. I know you got to run here, Jalen, so appreciate the time coming on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. But just let me know, man, how excited are you about 2025 coming into this year?
Oh, man, I'm living in the moment. At the end of the day, we got a lot of work to do, but we're all just working hard and trying to develop the camaraderie right now of the team. And once we get that going and once we establish, we're gonna be unstoppable.
What you go back to last year, second half of the year, and my dad always says, "Hey, the lights turned on." The lights turned on for you. What turned on for you? What was the difference between the first half and the second half for you?
I developed a sense of belonging. I felt like when I stepped onto the field for that second half, I finally felt like I was capable of anything I put my mind to, and I really believed it. So I just put my mind to it.
Last question. I appreciate the time here on the Evolution of Buca. What do the fans have to look forward to? How excited are you to have this kid, the number one pick?
Yeah, y'all gonna have a route runner, a man that brings a lot of energy, a great teammate, and somebody who's gonna just dive into the playbook and know everything about the playbook. So, real pro.
All right, Jalen McMillan, you're a real pro. We're looking forward to seeing you in 2025. All right, my friend.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you there, right there. Absolutely. We'll come back to the rookie. He was the rookie last year, and Jalen McMillan. You look at that guy. I mean, that offense in itself. You're gonna have an opportunity to face that offense.
Yes, sir.
You ready for that challenge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So go back to it. What did you learn from college football that you're going to take from the National Football League, Elijah?
Man, just keeping that love for the game. Kind of want to keep the main thing, and that's just how much you love ball, and like your reason why. You never want to really kind of lose sight of your why. Everyone's why is different. You just want to make sure that you kind of stay focused, and whatever it is that does drive you, just make sure you stay driven to the game, for sure. Because especially in the NFL, I haven't been in the NFL long, but I could definitely see why guys kind of veer off and kind of don't stay locked in year after year after year, man. It's definitely hard, for sure.
Definitely hard, right? Probably the hardest thing to do coming into the league is stay locked in. But, we think this team is locked in. We think the defense is locked in, and we think you're one of the main reasons why they're going to be locked in here. Do you have a chip on your shoulder being a fourth-round pick where you look and you say, you know what? You should have made me a first-round pick. I should have been a first-round pick. You got that chip on your shoulder, a la Tom Brady getting drafted in the 6th round.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of chip on my shoulder. Like you said, I was drafted in the 5th round, so just being able to kind of, carry that into that, kind of have that extra motivation. But honestly, I mean, I'm already a very motivated guy, so whatever the case may be, I mean, I don't really have to use that as motivation, but it definitely does add a little bit of fuel to the fire.
I thought it was the 4th round. Thank you for correcting me. I didn't know it was the 5th round. 5th round pick. I mean, that's ridiculous. Leading pressures. I do apologize. 5th round pick. Elijah Roberts out of SMU. You're out of Miami.
Yes, sir.
You look up to a guy like Levante David. He was talking about Miami when he came on this show. You look up to a guy like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, of course. Like we said earlier about habits and all that good stuff, you see him every day. He's in the building. He kind of has his own routine. I don't really watch him, step for step. But just being able to, kind of see guys who have a routine, I don't really have one set, like, for myself. But just trying to pick little parts of everybody and kind of see what works for me,
Yeah. Charlie Strong, you work with him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you feel about Coach Strong, and how much are you looking forward to working with him again?
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. I had him for a year in Miami, man. So just having him again, a familiar face, kind of makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. And then having a guy, you kind of already know what to expect as far as like who he is and what he's expecting. So
yeah,
it's been good, man. It's been great to work with Coach Strong again.
The great thing about this team, and Jason Lights built that up of character players like yourself. I definitely think you're a great character because of what you said about your mom. Talk about your mom and how much she meant to you. I know my mom means a lot to me. This is why I do what I do. But how much does your mom mean to you, and the foundation that you do for domestic women? That's domestic violence for women. Excuse me, domestic. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Man, my mom, she's a great role model, great parent, great person. Just overall, man, like everything she does, everything she sacrificed.
Yeah.
Not only for us as her kids, and then just her organization, like you just mentioned. Pain and Purpose, she's been doing that over 10 years now, man, and just the dedication she's put into that year after year, it's kind of, it's a really fulfilling moment when you can kind of see it. Every year it grows.
Yeah.
Every year it gets better. Every year she's able to do a little bit more than what she was expecting to do. And then, every year it's just like there's new sponsors here, people who come out and help her and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's been good to help her. And then, now that, I'm in a position to help her myself, there's no telling where we could take this thing and what kind of opportunities we could create for, women.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. Hassan Reddick, he hasn't shown up yet, but most likely he'll be there on Tuesday. How much are you looking forward to learning from him? 59 sacks throughout his career. He's been able to do it. Yeah, talk about maybe learning something from a veteran like that, right? Looking forward to that?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said before, like anytime that you can pick a brain of just any vet that's in the building, like anybody who's done it, at a high level, man, just all those guys, man. Like I would just be willing to, ask any question, like there's no dumb question as far as, how do you take care of your body? How are you able to manage through this? I know it's been a long time, but how do you manage your rookie year? Just little stuff that you kind of maybe want to know about, go about it a certain way, you just got to ask those guys, I mean, there's plenty of guys on the team. I've done it. I got a high level. There's no shortage of actual dudes on the team.
Absolutely. Who are the guys that you look up to, that you try to emulate when you've gotten into the league? The guys that you watch, their edge rushers, or inside or outside? Who's Elijah Roberts looking to?
Man, as far as just like play style and stuff, I mean, I've looked at almost like everybody. I used to just watch games as far as last year. So like I'd watch games. I watch guys like Cam Jordan. I watch guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Chris Jones.
Yeah.
And I watch guys like Braden Fisk, even guys like Kalaji, guys who are versatile, who can play in and out, and who can pass rush from inside and outside for sure.
All right. Thanks a lot for the time, man. Good luck to you, man. We appreciate you. Here's my card right here to check it out. Absolutely. Good luck to you. You're going to kill it. You're going to be a big part of, in my opinion, why this defense is going to take off, because I think you're going to be a surprise. I really do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Elijah Roberts, 5th round pick, not a 4th round pick. He should have been a 4th round pick. 5th round pick, Elijah Roberts out of SMU here on the Evolution of Sports Talk. Boom, right there. And he's made the team. Congratulations to Mr. Elijah Roberts. Love it. Completely love it. I love it. I love character. And his mom follows me on Twitter, which is amazing. And she has, that organization for, women going through domestic violence, which is important. I have 4 sisters and I have a mother, and I would definitely, you'll be concerned if there was ever anything that ever happened to them when it came to domestic violence. And she's doing great things and he's doing great things. And that's a direct reflection of her. And that is a direct reflection of what Jason Light puts out there when drafting kids like Roberts and McMillan, even though he's not necessarily going to start the season right away, because you could see how excited he was. And when we asked him about Ibuka, did you see him light up? He was excited about that. So that's a shame. But you know what? He's going to play this year. It's going to be the second half of the year. And most likely he's going to be joined by Godwin. And it's going to make that offense that much more potent. But you can't say it enough. Like, I know I sound like a fan or I sound like a homer, but you just can't say it enough, Bucs fans. What Jason Light drafts and the kind of players he has and the kind of character that you kind of take for granted, but should not take for granted. Because if you watch this team as long as I have, and I know there are people out there who have watched this team for a long time, you've seen the knuckleheads that come in here. You've seen, what is it, the word that Jason Light used, the douchebags, the assholes. Yep. I cursed. It's after 10 o'clock. I think I'll be okay. Probably mom's watching. She's shaking her head. Dad's shaking his head up in heaven when I said that. But I mean, you don't take it for granted. Like, there's some great character players, men that are representing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you got to love it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Got to protect our women, okay? We got to protect our women at all costs. We do. Sorry. All right, so let's go out to this guy as I babble on for about 2 hours now with no guest, no... What are you going to do? You got no guest. You got no co-host. I'm going to talk to you guys.
Mr. Kennedy!
Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Welcome to the Evolution here on a happy
Hump Day
edition. What's going on, boss?
All right, I'm here. I'm here to eat all my Kyle Trask crow. So bring it up.
Yeah, well, this you listen. You know, I knew what you listen. I understand it. You're a Gator fan, and you also see the potential. And there's lots of potential there with Kyle Trask, and because he sat behind Brady, it's just my thing was I never thought it was going to work because when he was put in those situations, maybe not the game time situations, but put into those situations to overcome. Like when you draft a quarterback, I've never been a general manager before, but my trait that I look at, and I think a lot of general managers look at, is can a guy face the adverse situations? Was not able. They didn't move on from Tom Brady. They went back to Tom Brady. So that's your future quarterback. They didn't do that. He wasn't able to beat out Blaine Gabbert. He wasn't able to beat out Baker Mayfield. And according to what Rick Stroud says, the first couple days there when Baker was hurt, he didn't look good, and that's the reason why you had the Bucs sign Bridgewater. But I do understand that you had there was a soft place in your heart, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, for Kyle Trask, and yeah, I hope the young man does well when he's able to overcome the injury. And of course, you don't want him to go out and win a Super Bowl, be another Bucs quarterback that wins the Super Bowl, because that is the ultimate nightmare scenario, a la Trent Dilfer, a la Doug Williams, a la Steve Young. The list goes on and on and on. Guys have been successful. Chris Chandler has been in a Super Bowl. People forget that with the Dirty Birds there with the Atlanta Falcons. So
I was doing research the other day on Doug Williams and all the Bucs quarterbacks. You know, putting together like a knowledge base more than we already know, just having followed the Bucs our entire lives. You Peter Blake, and myself, but. And I'm like, they go back to the trade that when the Redskins and when they required the rights to Doug. Of course, he was with the Houston Gamblers in the USFL, and then the Redskins they acquired him from the Bucs. We got like a 6th round pick, and I want to say because I just it goes to the narrative of Hugh Culverhouse. We got like some cash too, like probably enough for Hugh Culverhouse to like put enough gas in his limo to go pick up his mistress when Gay didn't know about it. But it's like it just goes back and it hurts because no, Kyle's not going to do that. And I hate the kid. He looked like a linebacker of Florida. I never really thought he was. But after we draft him, I go back and I'm following. Of course, I'm writing for. We're still with Bucs Report, Peter. You and I.
Yeah.
When we drafted back there, Super Bowl in 2021, and
sure.
I go back and follow the narrative. I'm like, wait, Manville High, he was ready when Derek King went down. Oh, wait, Florida?
Well, I think I was out of there. That was the draft that was out of there. I decided right before the draft that I wasn't going to stay with them anymore. So I was kind of, I remember watching him being drafted and saying, I get it. I understand it. I understand why they drafted him because BA wanted a future quarterback that he could develop. BA's been a guy that's been able to develop quarterbacks in time, a la Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger, and work with Carson Palmer. He's been able to get the most out of those quarterbacks, and that's the reason why you get a Trask in the first place. But
what's funny is think about this. He didn't know he was going to step away, and of course he left. The reason why he left Arizona was for health issues, and he goes to the studio. And I'll be honest. We're so fortunate that he came here. But I loved him as a studio analyst. When we lost him in the studio before he came here, I was like, but he comes here. He didn't, if he'd stayed here, if it would have stayed no risk and no biscuit, which would have basically kept, Byron Leftwich wouldn't have, it would have kept Bruce Arians, would have kept him. I think maybe you would continue to want to, because that Bruce Arians, that's one thing. Peyton Manning to Carson Palmer to Ben Roethlisberger to Tom Brady to maybe a Kyle Trask, is that they're stoic pocket guys. 6'3", 4'5", 240. Take a hit and they'll throw it. And and let's be honest, the experience Bridgewater brings to the table, and the fact that he can exercise and get out of the pocket. You got to make that call. So I don't think it was a matter of they probably would have felt okay with Trask as a backup this year, which is crazy. 5 months, Jason Light didn't even address it. He was like, okay, we're good. We're all getting, Domino's pizza on Friday and watching movies on Netflix. And all of a sudden Teddy becomes available after the suspension, which that's not the reason why, but fortunately Bridgewater, being the stud that he is, comes right in him. So anyway, that was, there's no hurt feelings there, but let's talk about tomorrow night, Peter. And if you got to go, tell me. But let's talk about this Boise State coming in here versus the USF Bulls tomorrow night, brother.
No, I mean, I'm definitely going to be there. It starts at 5:30, so I'm going to try to get off a little bit early so I can get down there. What I need to know is, are you going to be there with me? Are you going to be credentialed? Do I need to get you credentialed, or you're not going to be there?
I'll be there.
Are you going to be there?
Wait, when you sent me the text tonight, no, I was planning to be there anyway, and I wasn't sure. And
so you did get credentialed then?
Oh no, I'm going I'm paying for myself, and I'm going to get poo-faced drunk. I'll be sitting in a student section by the bed. No, I'll be with you, brother. When you send me, but look at the text I sent you, because I'm not saying.
Well, possible. I know what you're saying though, and we had that plan. The plan was, as we're doing a production meeting on air, the plan was, my friend, is to set up this shot in the red corner, which I know you don't necessarily care for, but we like the red corner there because they got the high Wi-Fi. We don't have to worry about, but we set it up at halftime. We send Leo out there. He gets the post, and then we do the post game and bring Leo in, or we could do it. But we wanted to have Harry involved with it, and we're not going to have Harry involved with it. We wanted Harry to go to the Boise State.
There's no way. And fortunately, thank you to Brian Segrist. Thank you to the entire USF Bulls for recognizing the fact that they know we'll cover this team, and we have such a great time doing it. And just Coach Golesh just punching above his weight every year, and that's before we even start AAC conference later on. And
sure,
of course, Boise State, then Miami, then Florida, then Miami. But there's we got to be in that press conference. There's nothing. We sit in there and we're 10 feet away from Coach Golesh after tomorrow night's victory, maybe over number 25 Boise State.
Victory! There you go. I gave it to. Yes,
but we got to be in that room. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll be there for you, brother, tomorrow night. We'll look forward to the start of our USF Bulls and the Sports Web covering these.
It was the picture that I sent to you. That's what it was, right? It was the picture I threatened to put that on Facebook.
That night, you know it.
And then I got a picture of you. You're going through it, and I was like, I'm going to post this pickup if he doesn't come out tomorrow night. So look, we got to get you some new swag, by the way. Do you like the new shirts, and do you like the T-shirt that we provided?
Those new shirts are so tight.
Is Tampa Trev killing it, or what?
What's that?
Is Tampa Trev killing it, or what on these shirts?
Yes.
The polo, you got the Rolex Reporter there. Hopefully they don't flag me for that. You got the Sports Web logo. It's pewter. It's red. I got a black one. I got a creamsicle one, and I got a white one. So we got to get you a couple of those polos so you can represent the Sports Web.
I got a like from Jasmine Artiga the other night on that little post I had.
Yes.
Dude, she is. I think people don't realize it's been 133 years since the city of Tampa, which basically was known for boxing and rolling Cuban cigars, which is the reason why Jasmine's grandparents immigrated from Cuba here. But she's the first homegrown world champion.
Amazing.
The flyweight WBA title she has, and she's with the Jake Paul with the MVP.
Amazing. Amazing stuff.
And she's right here in the Bay Area.
I gotta have her on my show. I gotta definitely have her on my show.
You had a chance to. You asked her a question at a time, and she answered. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Wasn't she the girl you had a chance to talk to?
She was. I did talk to her on 102.5 The Bone with Ruth the Truth, who we saw out there at the press box there after taking a year off. She was back there. So yeah, we'll definitely try to get her back on. Both of them here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right, what else is on your mind tonight, man?
No, I'm just excited for tomorrow night's game. I hope everybody realizes, it's all about they're going to feed us a sports book, ESPN bets. They're going to tell us that the top 25, or they're going to expand the college football playoffs to 72 teams. But starts tomorrow night with what this USF Bulls program has been able to do. And you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's talk about the 300-pound gorilla in the room. Innocent until proven guilty. We got to look into what happened with Coach Levitt and that arrest he had yesterday and all stuff like that. But of course, we were so excited that USF was coming back around. They were going to put him back into the USF Bulls Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And what he did for his football program, at that first meeting under the shade tree out there at the USF campus. What do you think, Peter? What are your thoughts as far as do they suddenly go, let's wait a minute, or is it no?
I don't know how to comment on this at this point. I haven't looked enough into it, so it is disappointing. But things do happen. Let's let all the facts come out first, and then we'll go ahead and. I don't know. College football programs sometimes, sports programs overall, sports franchises, they don't like the bad PR. So it's not good PR at this point, but I'm going to say I'm not ready to comment on it until all the facts come out. That's fair.
And I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but I'll say that I think that Tampa Bay, our community, our entire West Central Florida, the oasis, the nirvana that we live in here, we're pretty sensible, and we know that after those 5,000 of those 250,000 emails came out, and John Gruden said some things, and especially about the Malcolm and all, Mr. Glazier and everything, but it came to light, and immediately 5 minutes after, and that was the right move, I guess, at the time for the family. We were like, because we realized exactly what he meant to that first championship in Super Bowl 37, but they came around. And of course it felt like that was Coach Levitt too. And I think it'll be fine. I mean, we'll get to it. I think it'll all come out, but really that's it, brother. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I'm going to be getting over there probably right about kickoff.
Well, I'm going to try to get out there early, and we'll get ready for the breakfast, or not the breakfast sandwich. I'm already thinking about breakfast tomorrow. We'll get ready for the brown box lunches that we got, the sandwiches there. You got Boise State at home. Then you go on the road and play the Florida Gators. And then you go back on the road and play the Miami Hurricanes. Tough 3 games to start the season. We'll see what USF can do. But I'm excited about this year.
That's how because then you go into what is basically, I hope everybody realizes what's the most exciting conference.
Yes.
The American Athletic Conference, and go up against these teams like, University of Texas, El Paso, and Rice, and Navy. And by the way, why is it there's 3 teams in this conference that are named Owls? You had the 3 different teams with Rice, but it's a great schedule. And these are it's just a thing that 2 years ago, the Bulls stood to the last minutes against Alabama, and the depth got them. And then last year, they were in there against an Alabama team, which you found out was probably not the Alabama team, was like a fast. And then they even held Ward Miami till like midway through the third quarter there at home last year. This team, they've never quit. And I think that's one thing that's exciting as we kick off this college season tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on ESPN, and your Bulls are hosting the Boise State, Broncos.
Yes.
But, enjoy these Bulls because, at the end of the day, we want to know, what did LSU do, or did Texas beat Ohio and all that? That's great. But don't lose sight of the fact that we have a hell of a program right here in Tampa in your USF Bulls, and the Sports Web will be there tomorrow night covering it for you. And then check us out post game. We'll do our thing, brother. So that's it.
We will do our thing. Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. Appreciate you as always, man. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, brother. See you then.
All right. Again, it was the picture, wasn't it?
Mr. Kennedy!
Love that guy. All right. I saw some calls there. So I saw Curtis called. I saw Sun Devil Dave. So we will get to Turnbuckle Talk here in just a moment. They'll read the rest of these comments before I buy a T-shirt. Before I buy the shirt, I like to see the creamsicle shirt. I'm not selling these polos yet. I may consider it, but I wanted to keep these kind of for myself and people that are associated with the Sports Web. But maybe eventually. But really, the T-shirt is what I want you guys to look at and buy. Tell me what size you're wearing. So Trask reminds me of Ryan Griffin. They are both awful. It would be awesome if the NFL draft was in Tampa one day. Absolutely. Let's get to Turnbuckle Talk, the big-time story in professional wrestling as we talk WWE, AEW. Becky Lynch was in Birmingham, not Birmingham, Alabama, Birmingham, England. And, of course, it was the hometown of Black Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne, who died on July 22nd. Lynch was cutting a promo with Nikki Bella, a heel promo, and she said the only thing that came out of here died a month ago. Of course, this is the women's Intercontinental Champion, told the crowd, who booed her comments. But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he has a good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I die too. Of course, she'll face Nikki Bella in the Clash of Paris. Sun Devil Dave, stand by. We'll get your intro on in a moment. I want to finish these comments or these commentary.
Gotcha.
Now, Kelly Osbourne, of course, getting over her father's death. And again, it's heat. It's a wrestling promo. Is a little bit too soon? I think that's my question for the night for Turnbuckle Talk people here. Was it a little bit too soon to cut this type of promo for Becky Lynch? What do you say? Because reportedly WWE is embarrassed by it, and there may be some apology. I don't know if you go that far, but I guess that's where we're at in the world these days. It is a heel trying to have heat, but it is a little bit too soon, in my opinion. Of course, Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter, came to the defense on Instagram, slamming Lynch's comments. At Becky Lynch, you are a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham would not piss on you if you were on fire. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Sun Devil Dave, what do you think? Was it too soon to have that type of that promo, if you will, from Becky Lynch? Because I know she's trying to create heat. She's an ultimate heel, and of course, she's Seth Rollins' wife, and she's gone bad. But is it too soon to do that? Welcome to Turnbuckle Talk.
Well, first of all, great job. Thank you for wasting my time.
Yes.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever. Yes. Thank you for
Great
wasting my
show.
time.
Great show.
Thank you. How did you do a guide to the insurer today, by the way?
It was a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Like every day, we'll be okay. We'll get through. You just gotta keep your head up.
Yeah, it's always it's the morning meeting for you, right? It's the guy who does the morning meetings in the morning. He really brings it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Bring any nonsense.
Don't bring the nonsense. All right. So what are your thoughts on this? Yes.
I think that let's talk about we'll do the Kelly Osbourne. So number one, we all know well, WWE Universe realizes Ozzy is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I think he was part of WrestleMania 2 with the British Bulldogs.
He was very much a part of, I didn't realize this, but he was very much a part of WWE throughout his life. It wasn't just one time. It was multiple times. Like, he meant a lot to the organization. That's why they put him into the Hall of Fame in the first place.
I think that Kelly probably doesn't understand the whole heel heat, cheap pops, getting heel heat. And yes, it was probably a bit too soon. I mean, in a way, she really wasn't disrespecting Ozzy Osbourne. She was disrespecting Birmingham. And from what I read from multiple threads, they said Birmingham is a s-hole, the crap hole city. So
right.
What he said, she was just trying to get the cheap heat. So yeah, it was a little too soon. I go back to, wrestlers that done it. Obviously, they've gotten permission from the family. Remember when CM Punk was ripping up Paul Bearer, but Paul Bearer's family gave him the okay to do that. Remember when Eddie Guerrero passed away? They were already getting cheap heat on him, using his death like a week after, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't remember them
doing. It was part of the script, but I thought they were doing like, he died, and
I don't remember
in AEW. What's his name? Perry, the Kid Perry. They always bring up his dad. I mean, it's
Jack Perry, Luke Perry. Yeah,
but that's all
Jungle Boy.
Professional wrestlers scripted. So yeah, she probably didn't realize how the whole wrestling thing works. But yeah, she's still, grieving from her father's loss. So I can understand it. I don't think that WWE needs to do a public apology. Maybe do something on the side. What would be really cool though?
What's up?
Is if Kelly Osbourne, a user, somehow at Clash the Castle, she goes in and interferes in the match.
Yes,
and gets revenge on Becky.
She not only said that, she said, "Well, it would be great." She said, "Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father in his home." This is what Brian Alvarez had to say of WOL. Kelly's not happy, and I was told WWE is embarrassed. They're probably going to do an apology. They may not, but if you look back at how many times WWE has actually apologized for something, it ain't many. And there's a discussion about doing a public apology. I know they talked about doing a private apology. He also said this on the Lynch character, saying, I don't even really blame Becky, as I'm sure she didn't come up with it, but she did it. The people don't want to boo Becky. She really wants to be booed for whatever reason. I guess maybe it's fun. Probably isn't fun today. So there you go. Becky Lynch getting over in the wrong way. Listen, I don't think they should have an apology for it. Was it a little bit too soon? Maybe. But it's wrestling. It's kayfabe. You're exactly right. If you really want to truly work on this, then you include her in the storyline, something along those lines. You make a positive out of it if that's what's going to happen.
Boy, if Vince was still in charge, he would fly her out the next day. Let's go to Paris. We're going to do a whole thing.
Right.
Remember how the whole deal with the Matt Hardy Edge when he was fired, and then they brought him back, and that whole angle, which I thought was a really good angle.
Right.
I thought that was great. I thought that was one of the great matches because it was real heat. They hated each other. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. The card actually looks really good. Before I get in the card, can I just ask something real quick? I wish Mr. Kennedy was on the line with this, but
yes.
Happy for USF football.
Yes.
Excited for the season. They got the bloodbath first 3 weeks.
It's gonna be tough, man.
That is horrible. I know who in the world put that together. I know it was just done in advance, like years in advance. Like, let's schedule 3 top 25 teams back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. God bless them. But here's a question I have. Can you give me some insight or history why USF didn't get into the Big 12 with UCF?
I just think they moved. At the time they didn't have a stadium built up. They weren't consistent enough. They were a loser in their opinion. So they took the team that had all those things you're looking for. I don't know why they're passed up for, but I think that's the reason why you're passed up for. If you're a losing team, if you're not having that money that's being brought in, then of course people are not gonna. They're not going to want to include you.
They would have went because
right.
I think it'd be exciting to see, Arizona State, Iowa State, Kansas State, Houston, Brigham Young, BYU. I mean, I just don't get excited about Rice, UAB, Navy to be cool, UTSA, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Charlotte. I mean, it'd been. The windfall. And people would be traveling. Oklahoma State, they would be traveling. Kansas State, they'd travel to USF. They're like, oh, let's get to Florida. Instead of watching their pipes freeze in November, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just come out to Tampa and watch USF, and I think it would have been great for USF to get into that Big 12, man.
Right.
But I don't know. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. So,
I think it'll come. I think eventually, they'll be in the ACC once some of these teams decide to leave the ACC. I think that's certainly possible, and I think USF is on the come up. They really are. So it comes down to winning, and also comes down to the fact of having that on-campus stadium, which they haven't had. I love Raymond James Stadium. That's Bucs. That's for the Bucs. It's not for USF. USF is playing there, but that is not an on-campus stadium. So, of course, having an on-campus stadium will help your student body out. It's closer. People don't have to go that far. I mean, it's a distance for the students to go. So having that on-campus stadium, I definitely think helps USF get into one of those bigger leagues.
So what was the deal with the history? So they never had. I'm confused. So they never had their own stadium, or what's going on?
Yeah, they never had it. They always shared it with the Bucs, the Raymond James Stadium. So
before, so how long has USF been around?
1997.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I kept thinking they were back in the 60s and 70s.
No, sir.
Okay, so they're pretty young then. Okay.
Yeah, very young.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you. So, hey, Clash in Paris looks really good.
Yep.
4-way. Cena Paul, not really a big build-up. I guess Triple H was getting criticized for the booking of this with Logan Paul. I like Logan Paul, actually, even though a lot of people don't like the part-timer. I think he's a really good heel. I think he gets it. He's athletic. He does some good promos. He's really, I think he's a great heel. I like him. So I'm looking forward to that match. Sheamus, Rusev, they're going to do some kind of no DQ match, I guess. And then Reigns, Reed. You'll probably see a lot of interference from the Vision, right? We'll see with Ron Breaker and those guys. And then you have Rhodes and McIntyre as has that been announced officially? I just see here Rhodes McIntyre.
Yeah, Rhodes McIntyre. I've heard that's gonna happen on September 20th. That was the talk there.
Oh,
Rhodes McIntyre.
I thought that was going to happen for Clash in Paris.
Is that going to happen in Paris? Well,
no. Okay, maybe not. I just saw. I'm looking at the internet here, and I'm trying to see the other ones, and then they have Aleister Black, Damon Priest, and then Lynch and Bella, of course, for the Intercontinental.
Right.
So looks like a good card. It's going to be early start. It's going to be on a Sunday at 2. So again, it's pretty smart marketing because no pro football, obviously, and then no college football.
Well, here it is. It's Sunday, August. It's Sunday, August 31st at 7:30.
Right. Oh, 7:30. Well, I thought it starts at 2 because it's France.
Well, they're saying 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
So maybe is it
unless they're going to play it at midnight in France? Because aren't they like 3 hours?
Well, I guess it is. I guess it would be 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to have it in the afternoon. It starts at 2 o'clock Eastern.
Does it Eastern?
But,
okay. All right.
I'm pretty excited. That's going to be a pretty good pay per view. The Slamapalooza. I'm sorry, the WrestlePalooza. That's going to be pretty exciting too. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah,
so,
let me get all the term. Let me get the matches here because of course John Cena will headline the show against former United States champion Logan Paul. Seth Rollins will defend his World Heavyweight Championship in a star-studded fatal 4-way match. How about that? That's going to be good.
Nice.
Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Sheamus versus Rusev. That's pretty good. The fatal 4-way there. Of course, you have CM Punk, LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins.
Interesting to see. I'm thinking that the division interferes in that as well because it's no DQ, so they're going to figure out a way to save.
They're saying it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus he's going to have a surprise appearance. So of course, it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus John Cena on September 20th on ESPN, and then it's going to be Cody versus. All right, Sun Devil Dave. Let me run here. We got another call.
Okay, I got you. Hey, great job.
What do you say?
We'll see you tomorrow at work. Hey, thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever. Go Bulls, go Devils, go Bucs.
All right, good stuff there. We'll go ahead and get him right there.
Oh, yeah.
I see you, Tribal Troll. We'll go out to you really quick. And I see you also, Curtis. You tried to call in, so we'll go out to Roger. As we're doing the show tonight, just you and me at this point.
This is the Kayak Cowboy.
Well, it's not the Kayak Cowboy, so we'll go out to the Tribal Troll.
Acknowledge me.
What do you think of this show, man? No Greek, no guest tonight, just me talking about the Bucs and wrestling. How about that, man? Welcome to the Evolution.
Well, let me tell you something, little spider.
Yeah.
Great show, dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
It's hard going solo, I understand.
Well, you know, Harry had to work and everybody else is kind of busy. So we just do what we do here, man.
You go solo 8 hours a day against Gertrude, Ethel, and Mildred. So you can handle 3 hours by yourself tonight.
And I did well today. So I will not curse it.
I don't want to hear about it.
I did well. I did very well, man. I sent 19. So hopefully I got 19. Hopefully.
I don't want to hear it.
All right. What's on your mind?
Because I'm a jabroni.
You are a jabroni. That's exactly right.
That's great enough to suck right there.
And you're a bum.
No, it's been a great show. AEW wrestling was amazing.
What was it?
Storylines are garbage.
What we have tonight? Well, the storylines are always garbage when it comes to AEW. I don't get it.
They're getting better, but they're still trash.
Are they?
Did you see Jake Hager's interview about Tony Khan?
I did see some of that, but go ahead and tell me because he may have stolen my thunder. But go ahead.
Basically, the best part of the whole thing was he said Tony Khan can't make himself a sandwich, let alone write a good storyline.
Well, that's pretty accurate. That's definitely pretty accurate when it comes to long-term booking. It's definitely not in the best interest of Tony because you don't know who. I don't understand some of the things they do in AEW. I understand.
He needs to take some of those millions of dollars and hire a writing staff.
Or just hire Shane McMahon, which will never happen. I don't see
that'll never happen.
Right.
Shane doesn't want anything to do with them.
Yep.
But yeah, they've got to do something. I mean, their wrestling is top notch. It always has been and is always going to be.
Right.
If they can just go back in time 4 years, they were the hottest thing on the planet, and now they're trash. They're in the ECW arena for the next month.
Well, even Jake Hager had
It
some
holds
comments to say
it
that
holds like 1,000 people.
he's saying it's been a free for all ever since Cody left. Ever since Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes has left.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
the other guys have had input there. Of course, I'm trying to think of the tag team.
The Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks, of course, and the other guy. I'm trying to think of him right
Young
now.
Cucks, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, yes. Yes, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, yes. So, and I can hear you in the background. So turn down your radio.
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's a rookie mistake, my friend. You're the moderator, the tribal troll.
Oh
here.
yeah, rookie mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a pretty good surprise for you tomorrow morning.
Breakfast.
No, it's better than that. I have some old Buccaneer memorabilia for you.
No way, really? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Can I put it on the wall?
It's Super Bowl related, actually.
Really? From Super Bowl
From
37?
2002.
Okay. We need some of that. I definitely need some of that. All right. So good stuff.
You're gonna freak.
All right. I'm definitely gonna freak.
I've had it since then, and it's been sitting in my house. And Mom's like, "Let's get rid of this." I'm like, "Oh no. I'm like, "I'll give it to Peter. He'll freak." She's like, "Okay, good. Give it to him."
Well, there you go. There you go. That sounds good. All right. I'm surprised you didn't talk about Raj Jackson, which we were going to get into. Curtis, I see that you called.
I mean, what's there to talk about? He's an animal that should be in jail in a cage, and his dad's a bunghole.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about this really quick while we have you on. We expected Eugene Thomas on, but we haven't got him on yet. But Raj Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, who, of course, is famous for UFC, MMA, and also playing Mr. T in the A-Team, in case you like that movie. Some people didn't. The son of him, Raj Jackson, had a spot with a man named Stuart Smith, who was Psycho Stu, with the it was a WWE ID affiliated Knox X Pro Wrestling Academy.
It's Knox Pro Wrestling Academy. They're in LA. And the planned spot was that Raj comes out, slams the guy. He slams the guy on his head. He's unconscious, and he hits him 22 times while the guy is laying on the ground, in the jaw, in the head, bloody. Could have killed him. Goes to the hospital. Lucky doesn't have the man
brain
is
damage.
still in critical condition.
Right. Well, and then
he has multiple facial fractures, severe dental injury. I mean, the guy is lucky to be alive.
Right. And then there were people that said, well, the reason why it happened is because there was an incident before this happened where
with the empty beer can
with air coming out, where he takes it and hits Raj with it, thinking that he's going to be a worker. And of course, Raj doesn't know what's going on. He takes offense to it. They apologize. They shake hands. Everybody's and basically he's asking Raj, "Are you going to work? Are you going to work?" I didn't think he meant anything by it. And I don't think it was even, that brutal of a shot, but people were like defending this, and you watch the video. It's horrific. It's a completely horrific situation that happened. I can't believe there wasn't a trained ref there that broke it up. Thank God there were wrestlers that saved him, because he kept on hitting him, and he's lucky that he's alive. Honestly, it's a terrible situation. Horrific.
He's going to be charged eventually with assault and battery or attempted murder.
Well, the LAPD was looking into that. Now, Mark Henry had this to say. He said that he condemned Jackson's violent in-ring conduct, but claimed that Smith, again, Psycho Stu, a veteran wrestler, was partially to blame for inciting the conflict. He cited reports that intoxicated wrestlers had egged on the younger Jackson prior to the match, and Henry stressed that veterans have a responsibility to be better role models. Henry compared the situation to his own early wrestling career, stating Mark Henry was once upon a time Raj Jackson before being educated in the business by the Hart family. I'm sorry. I understand where Mark Henry is coming from, but I don't think the only person whose fault this was Raj Jackson. Took it too far, way too far. And it was on Kick. He gets kicked off of the Kick platform there. But he's always been a ticking time bomb, and it just wasn't a good idea. If I blame anybody, I blame the promoters at this point.
I don't blame them at all. I blame everybody. I blame Raj. I blame Psycho. Well, I don't blame Psycho Stu because he's the one that's in critical condition. But yeah, the one guy that was backstage, the cowboy-looking dude's like egging him on, telling him, "Oh, go give him a receipt. Give him a receipt." So we all know what that means in the wrestling business.
Right.
Let's go out and give him a stiff shot, but not 22.
Right. Exactly. All right, Roger.
That's ridiculous.
Appreciate the call, my friend, as always. All right.
All right, man. So, good night. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. All right. Let's go out to Ian. Ian from Mississippi, one of our newest webheads here on the Sports Web. What's on your mind tonight, man? Welcome.
Mr. Pewter Blake. I think that's the best nickname ever. So roll with that one. Pewter Blake. Stick with it. I heard it earlier, I believe. Shout out Matt.
Oh, well, Pewter Blake? Yes, that was Blackie. Blackie has Pewter Blake. I've heard that from Eric and Blackie. So, yes, Pewter Blake. I like that. But they just call me the Rolex reporter here. So, yeah, there you go. Can never have enough nicknames, man. So, what's on your mind tonight?
I'll touch on this, that Raja deserves prison.
Well, he does. Did you see the incident? It was horrific.
Yeah. Repulsive, hard to look at.
Yep.
But back to football.
Yep.
My question for you, because I know you're a lot closer on the ground into it than I am. I'm a diehard fan, but I don't have the access that you do, and I appreciate you for what you do with your show and everything. It's great for me, and I enjoy it because you seem like a computer. You seem like a Buccaneers computer.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You're just pumping out Bucs knowledge, and I love it. So I want to ask you where our weakest point on our depth chart is. If one of our starters goes down, where's our weakest point?
I think linebacker. I mean, even though they have 4 there, I think linebacker. You don't want to lose Levante David. Of course, you don't want to lose Tavasi Dennis because you're John Bullock. He's undrafted. And then also you don't want to lose you have so you have Dennis there, Levante David, Deion Jones. You have Deion Jones. I think linebacker for me would be the weakest point. You don't want to lose anybody from that linebacking core because you only got 4 of them, even though they re-signed Nick Jackson to the practice squad today. So linebacker would be my biggest point of contention, especially Levante David goes down, which you never want. Knock on wood. He's playing at a high level, even though he's 35 years old. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's the heart and soul of that defense. He does so many things, leadership, sideline to sideline. He's playing like he's 25 years old. So to answer your question, linebacker, and then also safety. Look, Antoine Winfield Jr. talked about it. We talked about it in the interview a couple months ago at the Expo. It's so important for him to stay healthy so he can return to that form of being the best safety in the league. I believe he could do that. But what does it come down to? The health. And then you've got Tyke Smith, who's also new to that safety situation. I understand they've got some guys, but you don't want to lose anybody there. So linebacker, safety, to answer your question.
For me, it's kind of the D-line.
Okay.
The D-line. I love Elijah Roberts. I saw the interview or when you hung out with him. I thought that was so cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That was just so awesome. And Jalen even popped in. That was sweet. And what's the expectation on a return for him? In your mind,
McMillan's 8 weeks, and you just kind of wonder. You wonder what his health's going to be. You wonder if he's going to be able to get in football shape. How long will it take him to get back? Remember, it took him to the second half of the year until he was getting the reps, until he felt comfortable. Right. Paraphrasing what he said in the interview, he felt like he was wanted, if you will. So I would anticipate he'll miss the 8 weeks, and the Bucs will not take any chances. They'll make sure that he's at least 100%. No football player's ever 100%, right? You're getting nicks, bruises, everything else, but he'll have the opportunity.
It's like a hockey player. It's
right,
the same thing.
Right. He'll have the opportunity to rest, and I think they won't take any chances, but I would expect him to be productive when he comes back, at least the few couple games after those 8 weeks. So I think this offense is going to click, and it may be even better than it is in the first half because of these players coming back, and a Godwin and McMillan, if that makes sense.
And thank God that we have guys like Ryan Miller,
yep,
and Sterling Shepard,
yep,
that can at least, fill that void as a third receiver for right now.
And
until
Tez
Godwin
Johnson.
gets back.
And Tez Johnson,
Yeah,
too, is going to get that opportunity because he's electric. He brings something. He brings juice. Like we talked about that with Garrett Green. Johnson brings that same juice. That's the reason why you draft him in the 7th round. And you're kind of shaking your head and you're like, how did teams pass up on Johnson? And how did he fall so far to 7th round? I get it. He's one of the
undersized.
He's undersized.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
but with the right blockers, like, can you see this guy getting a bubble screen out wide and getting a couple good blocks? Boom, and then what happens?
Off to the races. He's what you wanted Trey Palmer to be, and that's the reason why they let Palmer go in the first place, and he got picked up.
Which I like. I like letting Trey Palmer go. I just don't think his attitude and his personality really gelled with what we are as the Bucs.
Right.
It didn't.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And just the inconsistencies, again, going back to Johnson, I definitely think they'll have a plan either to put him at the 3rd wide receiving spot or use him in some packages where you do have that bubble screen. But what you want to focus on here, Ian, and you know this all too well, with an electric player that has that juice, you want to get him out into open space, because what do we know when you get that electricity out in open space? Good things are going to happen. Great things are going to happen. And I definitely think it could happen this year for Tez.
Saw it a lot with Bucky last year.
Yep.
And like Rachaad White, he's such a good blocking back, and he's a good running back too on any other team. But Bucky was just so impressive that he stole the show last year.
Yep.
But I mean, Rachaad is a good back, and so another question for you is Rashaad's the best blocking back. Who's getting better? Is Sean Tucker getting better at blocking? Because if Sean Tucker could be out there more, I feel like he could do a lot of damage, and
listen, I think it comes down to what? It comes down to the health. They're gonna most likely, Rachaad White's still gonna be your backup running back because he does those things well that you're not sure what Sean Tucker's doing, but Tucker is getting better. And what you hear, the whispers around the league, what you hear from the organization is that they want to include Tucker and more and get him more involved in the offense, because once you get you get Bucky Irving some rest, Rachaad White, if he goes down with an injury or he's not able, he's ineffective, at least you have Tucker. So to answer your question,
he's got those strong legs, and if his vision was a little bit better to pick up the blitz on blocking and just better vision, period, he would be so dangerous. I mean, very dynamic,
absolutely.
And then you'd have a 3-headed monster, and it's like you don't know what they're going to do.
Well, and then you also got Josh Williams, who made it as an undrafted free agent, either on special teams. He's also so in that impressive room. Yeah. So, Jason Light has a type, if you will, when it comes to running backs. They have fluidity, just like this roster, but fluidity. Leo Word, I like that, and I think Tucker, the potential is there for this kid, and they want to get him more. So to answer your question, I definitely think he's getting better. He has to get better in order to get those reps on this team going forward. Anything else here, Ian?
Oh, yeah. One last thing, and I'm sorry for taking so much of your time.
No, man, you never take too much time. It's all good, man. We love our callers here, especially the ones outside of the Tampa Bay area, because I want to give you I want to take you there. And I like what you said, Bucs computer, and I do have, I do have some inside with you, what's going on in this organization. So I definitely want you not to be left out. I want you to feel like you're in the Tampa Bay area when you watch the Sports Web. I do.
So Mike Evans said last year after he tied or broke, I can't remember which it is.
Tied. He tied it. He could actually surpass Jerry Rice this year.
That's correct. That's what I thought. So anyways, he does that. And then I hear him say later on that, I think he's talking to Baker, and he says, next year, I'm not going to make it so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So he's referring to, I'm going to get it, and it's not going to be a problem. And I've been hearing reports that Mike is, in the best health of his life. And I see it, from what I've watched and training camp stuff or whatever. He looks really good. And I mean, with all the talent around him, I think Mike's going to have a real shot to have another big year.
Yes.
Another big year. And it's just crazy to think about at his age at receiver.
Well, it is. It is. He's still playing at a high level here, Ian. And yes, it took him to the last game last year against the Saints, which was a magical moment. Wish you guys could have been there in the press box, because you have guys that have covered this team for years that are cheering. Everybody's cheering. You're not supposed to cheer, but everybody's cheering for Mike Evans because they love the guy because of what he means to the community, what he's meant to this team over time, and they're happy for him. So it's a special moment at that point. And who knows if he could stay healthy, which he wasn't able to stay healthy, he went out. That's the reason why it was so difficult. But if he's able to stay healthy, I would certainly think that he'll be able to surpass Jerry Rice, which once again, in my opinion, if he does surpass Jerry Rice with the consecutive 1,000 receiving yards in his career, he's an automatic first ballot Hall of Famer, period. That's my opinion. Everybody else says not so fast. There's so many good players.
No, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he's as a Bucs fan, he's going to be my number one wide receiver of all time.
Yeah. So
maybe you other people can put Megatron or Randy Moss or whoever above him.
Sure.
But for me, I mean, come on. It's just Mr. Consistency and Mr. You can't stop him. He's too tough.
There you go.
He's a tough receiver, and that's what I like as a Buccaneer.
Gotta love that. Ian, appreciate the call. As always, my friend, use that second call if we're still on. All right, my friend?
All right, brother. Have a good night. Thank you for the content, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for the support of the content.
Yes! Yes!
Because we can sit here all night long. Like, I could sit here all night long and talk to you about the Bucs, but there's no interaction if there's not phone calls, if there's not text messages, if you're not tapping in, if you're not liking and sharing and following and giving to Facebook stars and giving to YouTube super chats, then the show is boring. And we can't have a boring show here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television when it comes to a Happy Hump Day edition.
Hump Day!
Exactly. All right. We'll continue to talk Turnbuckle Talk here. We'll take your phone calls. In fact, I want to go back out to Curtis really quick, and then we'll finish up with Turnbuckle Talk, and we'll call it a night here as we're almost at 3 hours of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So let's see if we can get Curtis on. We do call her. Yes, Curtis, go ahead. Use your second call here. Welcome back to Turnbuckle Talk.
Oh, snap. We ready for Turnbuckle Talk?
We've been talking about the Turnbuckle Talk. Let me ask you, did you see the incident with Raj Jackson on Psycho Stu there, just slamming him on his head and then hitting him 22 times in the face?
Rampage Jackson, I saw the video where he talking about if anybody going to do anything to his son, they got to go through him. Listen, you don't want to be involved in that shit right around Rampage. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you something. I used to be the biggest Rampage Jackson fan in the world.
Right.
I was disgusted when I saw that video.
Right.
Disgusted.
Yes.
And I'm sorry. I hate to say this. Whatever he gets, he deserves.
Well, yeah, and
Because
I mean, again, I understand
that was overkill, bro.
That was way overkill. The guy was knocked out at that point. I blame the promoters of it because you have a ticking time bomb in him. You've seen him online at kick. He gets kicked off a kick because of this incident, but he slams the guy on his head. He's completely unconscious, and you're beating him to a pulp 22. I mean, just hitting him with shot after shot. This is not UFC.
It was sickening. It was sickening to watch, bro.
Yep.
It was sickening to watch. And, I hate to say this. I'm going to say this like this. I never want to see another black man go to prison or anything. But whatever he gets, he deserves, because I'm going to tell you something. I don't think there was nothing that could be said to make you even beat somebody after they're knocked out.
Right.
Like I used to box as a kid, bro. And when somebody gets knocked out or you knock somebody out or anything, bro, the first thing you want to do is check and see if the guy's all right, even if you freaking hate the guy.
Correct.
Because I mean, dude, first of all, combat sports are dangerous. People don't realize how dangerous combat sports are.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people who died in the ring and died getting out there after they were out of the ring. All this, but that right there was effing ridiculous. Like beyond effing ridiculous. It was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life like that.
Yeah.
It really was. It really was.
Pretty bad, my friend.
It was. My heart goes out to the guy where Rampage's son was ridiculous for it. And if Rampage is going to support his son, I mean, listen, I have 2 sons of my own. One's 20, one's 18.
Right.
But there's a such thing as overkill, and that was overkill.
Well, I hate the fact that, Mark Henry is defending him. I understand he's trying to defend the young man, but it's just it's a bad look by Henry. Henry needs to stay out of this, evaluate this more, because this was not a good look. Not a good look on his part. Not a good look. The whole situation wasn't good. And if you're going to blame it on the fact of what they did beforehand, when the guy hits him with a prop, not a beer can, but a prop, which has nothing in it, has no beer in it, it's just air. If that made that man go over the top like that, then he needs help already. So anybody defending him and saying, well, he got what he deserved. Listen,
you're just as sick as he is.
You're an idiot. Yeah,
yes,
you're a freaking idiot if you think that. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
mean, you don't beat a man to death like that, bro. That's ridiculous.
Brutal.
Like,
brutal.
Listen, let me tell you something. I feel like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Peter. I don't want to take over your platform like this, but I'm gonna say this to everybody out there. I don't care if you are black, white, brown, yellow, pink, green, blue, orange. We're all men. We all deserve a certain level of respect.
Correct.
And that was probably one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in my life. 40 years I've been on this planet, bro. And that was probably one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Yep. Well, hopefully the man comes through it and he doesn't have brain damage and he's, not a vegetable because he's just trying to feed his family. He's an independent guy. I don't know if he's ever going to make it to the big time. And with whatever happened now, the only thing you're concerned about is, if he can return and have
Rampage better use whatever money he has left to support his son because he's going to need all the support he can get right now.
Yep. Agree, man. Agree. All right. What else? Anything else, my friend?
I can't wait for Paris.
Yep.
I hate Logan Paul. God, I hate that guy.
Well, that's why he's a great heel, though, right? You hate him so he's so talented. Think about this. He doesn't have the experience that a lot of these wrestlers have, but he just has the it. And Triple H is able to take that from him. He already has the athleticism. He's a great wrestler, right? There's no doubt. The athletic ability, even for a YouTuber, don't care. Influencer, who cares? But he's great on the mic too, man. He can go.
Are we? I forgot because I didn't watch SmackDown. Are we going to get Drew versus Cody?
Drew versus Cody on September 20th. That's the talk.
Okay, so that's the WrestlePalooza.
That's the WrestlePalooza. Yes, the old ECW pay-per-view will be on September 20th on ESPN. Yes, sir.
I mean,
and then,
wrestling is, you know what? I'm sorry, Vince McMahon, but where wrestling is now, your old ass would have never took it to where it is.
Well, listen, a lot of people say it's oversaturated. I say you can't get enough of good wrestling, and I know there's choices out there with even TNA being up for sale right now. So we'll see if WWE buys them, which would be smart on their part, and do something with it.
And then here's the thing. And I know we've been doing Turnbuckle Talk for a long time.
We have been, yes.
And we got tired of watching the Bloodline beat up on everybody Friday.
Correct.
It is so refreshing to have some fresh stories. I think this Fatal 4-Way is going to. I'm going to tell you something. Seth Rollins retains.
Okay.
Unless one thing happens.
And what's that?
We know Braun and Bronson Reed are going to get involved in this match.
Yes.
This Fatal 4-Way.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you something. Seth Rollins loses that title only if Roman Reigns gets involved.
See, and I think the money to me is on the eventual next WrestleMania is to keep the belt on Seth, and you have Seth versus CM Punk. That's your money.
I mean, I could see that. That'd be a great match. I mean,
because to me, there's a storyline there. He's already main evented WrestleMania, but he's never won a title at WrestleMania. So that to me would be the.
I could give you that. Now, I don't know how true it is.
Right.
But I've heard some rumors about AEW and John Moxley.
And what would those rumors be?
The rumor is that he's going to get involved
with
somehow, some way in one of these Seth Rollins matches. I don't know if it's going to be this.
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
I don't see it. I don't see that happening unless his contract is expired, and I doubt Tony Khan would allow that to happen.
He better not.
Yeah, John Moxley with the Death Riders has been terrible story. Terrible.
And here's the bad thing.
Yes.
I know a lot of people didn't like Dean. I love Dean Ambrose. I thought he was a raging lunatic for real.
Right.
This guy, he had, to me, honestly, he had it all. He wasn't afraid to fight anybody. He was there every week to fight somebody, and he went out there and he performed his ass off.
Right.
I mean, that's what I thought about him. I mean, the problem was you had him, you had Seth, you had Roman. Two of the three were going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we had Roman on SmackDown and Seth on Raw for years. And I mean, I feel like the WWE has so much talent. Sometimes they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They really don't know what to do with it. And I mean, we already got Monday Night Raw. You got NXT on Tuesdays.
Yep.
You got SmackDown on Fridays. Then you got all these pay-per-views. Then you got all these. You got Saturday Night Main Event, everyone. But there's still so much talent. We don't even get to see everybody.
No, you don't get the chance to see anybody. And that's the reason why you want to buy TNA, because you want to put some of that talent on there.
Yep.
But you want to keep it separate. You definitely want to keep it separate. But they certainly have. If you had Vince McMahon, you would never have what you have right now with TNA and NXT. I think it's such a refreshing thing going on, and people should enjoy it.
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to say is I understand Naomi vacated the title. Why don't we just have a battle royal for that title?
I don't know.
Why don't we? I mean, listen, there are so many great women wrestlers now. So many great ones. I mean, a lot of people don't like Tiffany Stratton. I like Tiffany. She's not what you expect out of a champion.
Mm-hmm.
She's just this feisty little thing, and if you give her a window of opportunity, she's going to take. She kind of reminds me kind of Edge a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She takes her opportunity and she's going to win with it. But I think she's going to end up either losing to Jade. I think she's going to end up losing to Jade eventually, but I think it'll be probably next year sometime.
Yeah, I think you're right. I definitely think you're right about that, Curtis. I think the storyline is going to be very, very interesting to see how it plays out. But you're exactly right. Naomi going away, dropping the title because she's pregnant from Big Jim. Not a surprise, because she was talking about taking shots from Big Jim. because Jade said she got shots or booty shots, and she said the only shots I'm taking is from Big Jim. So there you go. So how
can you? You know what? I gotta say this real quick.
Yes.
I was talking. I have a 6-year-old daughter who's you and her have the same birthday. Okay.
Nice. October 3rd, Libra. You gotta love that.
October 3rd. Yeah, she will be 7 years old on October 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, not even as a kid, when I was a teenager, Shrek came out, and we were watching Shrek as a teenager. You wasn't paying attention. Now that I'm a parent and I watch Shrek again with my 6-year-old, I'm like, she shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah.
This is awful. This is god awful.
Right? Isn't it?
And even if you pay attention to WWE, there are some things that get said sometimes. I'm like, should kids be watching this? Really? What's going on?
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. It is. It's crazy.
I'm definitely ready for Paris.
Okay.
I don't know why we got this Bronson Reed Roman match. Roman is going to destroy Bronson Reed.
Well, you listen, the vehicle for that is you've got to make Reed look good, because you want him to look like a monster. So if you squash
Shuafala.
Right.
I could not be walking around with a grown man's shoes on.
Right, but if you squash this guy, then you ruin his push, because the push is eventually he's going to be his own monster. This is the reason why you have him in this faction in the first place.
And Braun Breaker, does he even have a match Sunday?
I don't even think so, man. That's weird.
No.
That's weird.
I'm going to tell you, he reminds me of like Dave Bautista for Evolution. Like he's the muscle. And then eventually, I'm telling you, I feel like him and Paul Heyman are going to take over.
Well, they are. It's that's the plan. They're gonna have a match with Seth Rollins. I mean, they did it. You're exactly right. They did it with Evolution, right? It was Randy Orton. They kicked him out. They made him a champion. They put him over, and then it was perfect. Like Triple H and Ric Flair and Randy Orton and Dave Bautista, and then the money shot, or if you will, the what you want to watch is Batista choosing Raw over SmackDown and going against Triple H at WrestleMania. It was perfect. It was done perfectly.
Absolutely.
And all those guys were superstars at that point.
And I will say this. I love and respect where wrestling has come from.
Yep.
But I think where Triple H has it going is going to be amazing. And you know what? A lot of people might not agree, but I'm glad to see the old John Cena back, because that heel John Cena just was not it. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was really bad.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they got some ratings off of it.
Yes.
But
I'm glad they were able to pivot from it, because it was not good. It was flat. It was not done right, and it was because of The Rock. It was just a weird situation.
And it's going to be nice to see him and Brock Lesnar go at it one last time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Brock Lesnar looks like he just been eating steroids, like what the hell has that guy been doing? Like, Jesus Christ! When I saw Brock, I'm like, Brock's already a big dude. Now he looks bigger, and it's like, this is ridiculous. So
yeah. All right, Curtis. I appreciate the call as always, man. Using that second call. All right.
Always, brother, man. You have a great night, brother.
All right, give me the Ric Flair.
Woo!
All right, good stuff. Let's go out to these comments. Richard says, awesome. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah. Christopher Cole says, Josh Williams is going to be running back 2. Wow, that's a prediction. There's a prediction right there. All right, well, we'll finish up here on Turnbuckle Talk with Jack Swagger talking with podcast, or actually we'll go out to Ian here from Mississippi using his second call. Welcome back to the Evolution, my friend.
What's going on, Peter? Since you guys were talking about WWE, I figured I'd call in and tell you a story about Hulk Hogan's. I'm from Clearwater Beach.
Okay.
Grew up down there, played with Brooke, Nick on the beach, everybody. And when storms would come in, we'd surf. And I mean, they were such a cool family, love them to death. And Terry, they're an awesome people. But so when I first encountered him, I was a little kid at Kmart on Missouri Avenue between East Bay and Rosary.
You know exactly where it's at. That's where I grew up. Go ahead.
You knew the location. There used to be a Kmart there. And so I'm walking down an aisle with my mom, and he was just huge. And he had a black eye, and this was in the NWO days. And she's like, look, there's Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, Hulk Hogan. And he looked at me and went, and he growled at me. And then he started laughing. And he was really cool. And he shook my hand and like talked to me for a second when I was a kid. But
what did he say to you? What did he say?
I can't remember. I was really young. I was probably 8 years old.
Damn.
You know, he probably hit on my mom if I remember correctly. But he ended up finding God and became a good dude. I mean, I've met him probably 10 to 15 times just growing up on the beach and in that area, you know, and what an awesome dude. And love him, love Hootie, you know. And one night I was walking home from Frenchie's, and you want to talk about sponsorship. Frenchie's a great sponsorship. I think you should reach out to Frenchie's. I can give you the owner's information. He's a family friend. He bought me my first pair of Nikes.
Okay.
Used to give me Lightning tickets all the time, and he's a really good dude. I don't want to drop his name on here, but if you got my number, but
yeah, I'll text you.
another time I'm walking home from Frenchie's and it's slightly drizzling, and I live on North Beach at the time, and I'm walking past the Bell Arbor where John Gruden now lives. And Hootie goes, "It's raining," and I look over and it's Hulk Hogan, and I'm walking one way and he's walking the other way, like from Rockaway towards his store. And he goes, "Be easy, brother," as I'm walking by. Like, he must have had a good buzz going or something, but it was just real funny on the beach, you know.
Nice,
Hulk
man.
Hogan, really cool dude.
Well, he really is a cool dude, and a lot of wrestling history. And if you don't have Hogan in the business, you don't have the business. I'll still say that till the day I die. So,
or Clearwater, Florida, and Tampa, the whole Bay Area. I mean,
yeah, absolutely, definitely was a part of the Tampa Bay area, especially Clearwater. All right, anything else, my friend?
No, that's it, man. I mean, I could talk Bucs with you all night. I just called back because I heard the wrestling talk. I enjoy the show, man. I'll be tuning in. Make me a correspondent. All my family's still back in Pinellas, and yeah, we love Bucs. So it's always go Bucs. You know, I mean, we believe in Baker. We believe in these boys. We believe in Jason Licht and what Todd Bowles is doing. And I'm really fired up because we're getting close, you know, so I'm getting antsy. It's like Christmas is almost here. Once it starts, then I can settle in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll all settle in here because 11 days after tonight, it'll be 10 days, my friend. Bucs versus the Falcons on the road, and we got you covered here on the Evolution. So continue to tune in. We'll have your pre-half and post-game editions on the away games. Not sure what the location is going to be yet, but we'll figure that out. And then, of course, home games before at the tailgate there, the What the Buck tailgate, which has been around for years, a historic tailgate. We'll have your pregame show, and then afterwards, in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show, live on the field, taking your phone calls at the end of the game, whether they win or lose. So we got you covered, Ian. You came to the right place, my friend.
Oh, yeah. I love your player access, too. I mean, when you saw Jalen, how did he feel? How did he look when you saw him?
He looked energetic, man. You know, Jalen, when I interviewed him, he was happy. He was definitely feeling good. You could see that the momentum was there to really carry over from, you know, the second half of the year, because he was their top receiver besides Mike Evans to this year, and now he gets hurt. So we'll see how it all plays out, but I expect still big things from that young man because he is a good kid, and he does have a bright future, even though he did have a significant injury. You know, thank God it's not for the whole year.
How bad was the injury? Like, I mean, what exactly? What's the terminology?
Severely sprained neck is what Todd Bowles said. So they're not taking any chances at this point. He is on the IR, and he's not going to come back for 8 weeks. So they're not taking any chances, and they shouldn't. He's their future. He's one of their future wide receivers along with Ibuka.
He's a key piece. He is a key piece. I love the guy. He's solid.
Yeah, he is.
And then Chris Godwin, he's getting back sooner than we think, right?
I think I think they're not gonna take any chances with him. He may be back by October, a little bit later than October. But again, you know, he had a significant ankle injury, and then he had to have a second surgery. So they're gonna take all the time they need, and they're not gonna rush him back. So, you know, we'll see. But it's gonna be a little bit. So they have to be patient. But once they all come back, man, this offense is gonna be devastating.
I agree. And maybe they come back just in time because you know how injuries go. It's like a perfect wave. It's going to be a perfect storm. I can see it almost happening. Like we have to have a heavy run game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since Wirfs is out, we got to run heavy. So you're going to see Tucker a lot early in the year. You're going to see, I hope this is what they do. So they just run. We're going to have to.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be passing all the time. So I hope we see Rashad. I hope we see all four of them.
Well,
really,
I definitely think you'll be able to see Bucky. I definitely think they're going to move in Rashad White. They're going to try to get some carries to Tucker, and we'll see what Josh Williams, what what they have planned, but he also made the team, which is a great story as an undrafted free agent. Ian, appreciate the time as always, my friend. All right. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow night. We're doing USF football. So I don't know if you like USF football, but we'll be live at the end of the game for that too. All right.
Keep me posted. I'm always busy, but when I have time, I'm going to be looking you up all the time. Sports Web. I definitely follow you. So
gotcha, Ian. Appreciate the follow as always. Thanks a lot for the 2 calls tonight. We'll see you soon. Okay.
No doubt. Have a good night, brother. See
All
ya.
right. Good stuff there, brother. We're giving the Macho
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
All right. Let's go out to Lamar there from Oregon. Let's go Bucs. Excited. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. There you go. There it is. We'll finish up with Jake Hager. He had some comments about John Cena. They're not very fond. He says he was a recent guest on Insight with Chris Van Fleet, who does a tremendous job. Love to have him on the show sometime. Asked about the rumor that John Cena refused to put him over by not allowing him to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase on him for the WWE Championship in 2010. Swagger confirmed that was the case. Oh, yeah, he absolutely refused to do it. When asked if Cena told him that directly, Swagger said he was told that's what happened. I was told that's what happened because the original plan was I was going to beat him Monday night on Raw and not do the tease. But I'm a young guy. I've been there for a cup of coffee. So what are they going to do? But I'm not the only guy he's done that to. He's done that throughout his career. I was surprised to see what happened with him and truly lately because usually he tried to take that glory. But I feel like this time he's the one who said we better go with truth and get him back here. So this is kind of the thing that we've heard about Hogan throughout his career. Now John Cena when it comes to the politics backstage. He also talks to Chris Featherstone, Dutch Mantel, and Bill Apter on the show, which is Sportskedia's wrestling binge. He says he's blessed to get 17 years nonstop on TV, to get the end of that career and have someone like Tony Khan, who's been in this business for a cup of coffee and doesn't really know. He can't make himself a sandwich, let alone write a storyline that will last. He can spend a lot of money and make a big debut and make a lot of fireworks, but in the end, he can't. Hager says others contribute, but confirm that all final booking decisions are Khan's. Absolutely. There are yes men that help him write his storylines, but there is no one there that can tell him no. He says that the wrestling business at AEW changed when Cody Rhodes left due to his own personal issues at AEW. His account at that time also includes a tidbit about TK's relationship with Chris Jericho that may explain why it seems Jericho is likely to follow Rhodes back to WWE next year. I think everything changed after Cody left because he was involved with it. And after that, it just kind of became a free-for-all. Young Bucks, Kenny still had a big say in what they were doing. Chris obviously still had a big say in what he was doing, but even Chris would tell me that Tony would not respond to his message for like 2 weeks. It became a point where either AEW is important or it's not. It just seemed like it was not to him. They stopped doing production meetings. They stopped doing anything to make the show timely. We would be waiting around until 5 p.m. to find out what we were doing that day. What live television show does that? Only one with money behind it. You wonder why AEW continues to suffer when it comes to the ratings. I get it. The wrestling is unbelievable. But the storyline, the long-term booking is not good. And that's the reason why WWE right now is beating them in the ratings and beating them as a wrestling company, especially hearing that. You wait until 5 o'clock to know what you're doing on live television. What is that? Thanks a lot to all the guests tonight. Oh, yeah, there was no guest tonight. So we did over 3-hour show talking about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, only 11 days away from Bucs versus the Falcons. Remember, tune in tomorrow night as we got your post-game edition, USF versus the Boise State Broncos. As they come to town, we'll be live from the red corner there. Yours truly, along with Best of the Bay's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, and of course, the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Facebook stars are open, YouTube super chats, and do 3 things. We'll keep it down for the roommates. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for you fans out there of the sports web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show on Monday and Wednesday nights, go Bucs.